It's Saturday night at Film.Ca Cinemas, and this is Film.Ca Cinemas live trivia right here from the lobby of our glorious theater here in Oakville, Ontario, Canada. This week, we are doing the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, that is why we are all wearing masks.
That's right. We are all superheroes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
these
we are actually
superhero costumes.
Well, we're actually superheroes because we're doing the right thing right now by wearing masks.
I agree.
At this time during COVID, this is what you should be doing. When you're indoors in a public place, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are, in our own way, superheroes.
You know, a lot of the Marvel movies to me are about the collective good that people do together, whether or not you have superpowers in any way. And it's amazing that everybody has their own superpower just by putting on a mask for the collective good
Absolutely.
of protecting our community.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the mask isn't about saving yourself; it's about saving other people.
That's right. And you notice like Thanos and his like hordes, none of them
No
wear
masks.
masks. That's why they all
No
like
masks.
dusted.
The heroes, they have full face masks, right? The bad guys, they just have scary capes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So now that we are self-aggrandizing ourselves, in fact, we are 6 feet apart from
No,
each other,
can't.
2 meters. So
Can't
so
touch.
we are
Can't.
actually okay to take off our masks to finish the show.
Okay.
But
Yes.
as I do this, I just want to do a shout out for VikingsSupply.com. So VikingsSupplies.com is a local little cottage industry business that was started by two young fellows, two high school students. They're brothers, and they've started their own business. And they're manufacturing masks. And so mine is a Maple Leaf Canada flag mask.
Yeah.
And they've got a whole collection of different masks available, including masks for children, which are kind of hard to get. And I urge everybody to support local and support these two young entrepreneurs who are probably going to hit the Fortune 500 soon based on their aggressive business technique here. But VikingsSupply.com is the website, and there's a whole selection of different masks that you can pick. So I strongly encourage you to do that. I'm going to put mine safely here. I don't have the bag to put it on, unfortunately.
I was here Canada Day, and of course you and Jazz had one from that company, and I have these ones that I've constructed out of old underwear.
Yes.
So I did go online and purchase one. I procrastinated. I did it today, and I messaged them.
Oh, okay.
Hoping, and I put this as the address to deliver it, so now I have to change that. But I was hoping to get it in time for today's show.
Yeah.
And it's baffling how 2 high school kids are not checking their email.
Well, they're probably checking their email, but they're probably going through so many of them because
It's true. The
because
orders are up.
Business has got to be doing pretty
There's
well.
a lot of
right now.
heroes in our community wearing their masks.
And I'm excited. I ended up getting the Blue Jays one.
Oh, nice.
Just because I wanted to show support to the Blue Jays, who I think is a smart franchise to get their team out of Florida and bring them to a city that's practicing safe measures to train their team, and instead of being down there and
Poor Florida.
in the epic.
It's like my second
Epicenter.
home at Disney World.
I know.
And I can't even think of going there.
There will be a time to return home,
Yeah.
just not yet.
Not yet.
My favorite meme, somebody sent it on to me today, and I wish I had it to show. It's quite funny. It's a picture of 4 Disney movies with typical like one parent family Disney movies.
Yes.
And the meme was Disney World is opening in July because they are going to kill everybody's parents, not just the characters. It's a bit of a stinging rebuke, right? But I mean, Florida is pretty. They're in bad shape.
I know.
Speaking of characters with dead parents, I'm looking forward to talking about superheroes tonight.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's segue.
Wait, one quick thing. I do have to tell you that I have been commissioned after Canada Day. I learned what the actual terminology for a song is, which was verse. Disneyland actually commissioned me to rewrite the song for "It's a Small World," and it's not a safe world, stay away. It's not a safe world, stay away. It's not a safe world, stay away. Come back another day. Not now. I don't know. That was it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
It's like way better with harmonies.
Yeah.
Now, with that, I'd like to introduce my co-host today. Of course, everybody, I hope that by this point you've seen the lower third that identify who I am.
Yes.
I'm Jeff Knoll, CEO here at Film.Ca Cinemas, and your host for this evening, who knows absolutely nothing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe
This is awkward.
Yeah. And with me, of course, is my right-hand man, who's actually sitting on my right hand, Tim Cadney. Well, he's not actually sitting on my right hand because I'm moving far too close.
No,
He's
that's
sitting in the direction of your right hand.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
So I've got that clear. So Tim Cadney is the president of the Burl Oak Theatre Group, one of our favorite partners here at Film.Ca Cinemas, and we're glad to have you back again.
Thank you for having me.
And a guy that we haven't seen in a few weeks, we actually started out with Tyler way back when. Tyler was the co-host of our Disney show. What was that, like 70 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 70 odd years ago.
I had brown hair back then. Now
You had brown hair,
gray.
and we were shooting
Yeah.
this on brick phones.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember
So-
that? Well, they're discontinued now.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Tyler is a report. You're not. I was going to introduce you as a movie reviewer, but you're not anymore.
Yeah.
Tell us who you are. Who are you, Tyler?
Who am I? Yeah, so I'm the arts reporter for oakvillenews.org.
Right.
But recently I've also become their publishing assistant as well.
Oh.
So after 4 years of doing movies and live entertainment, now covering general reporting as well. But the good news is I still get to talk about the movies, including some of the great features and not so great features that have been coming out during this pandemic.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that elevation.
Thank you so
and,
much.
Congratulations to Nolan and the crew at oakvillenews.org because they've made some major strides. I think people are really looking and craving for news. And so they're going to oakvillenews.org and they're finding the excellent website that he has together there with the writing of folks like Tyler and others. It's a great place to get your local dose of community information. Check it out, oakvillenews.org.
Really appreciate that. Thanks.
No problem. So tonight's Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have 50 questions. And if you have not yet done it, I strongly urge you to pick up your favorite device, as long as it's not your fridge. 'cause
Or
it
the
can
brick
cause
phone.
back strain.
Sorry,
Or
brick
your
phones are not going to work for trivia tonight.
No
No.
brick phones.
No.
And please, you don't have to download. There's no apps here. Just go to a browser on your favorite device. It could be a computer, your iPad, your Fire tablet, whatever you happen to have, your phone, and go to this URL, crowd.live/MCU. How clever is that?
I like that we can get these unique codes. Like,
Absolutely. We've come up in the world.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. MCU, massively creative
Creative
URL
URLs.
addresses.
That's
Yeah,
exactly what it is. Oh, you thought it was Marvel Cinematic.
The Marvel
I did.
Cinematic Universe.
So go now to crowd.live/MCU, or simply enter MCU at crowd.live, and you can play along with the show. You don't have to if you just want to watch us do what we do. You're welcome to do that. And you can also just silently play along and yell at the questions at your device or your TV or whatever you're watching us on. But it's a lot of fun to play on the app as well from CrowdPer. So go do that now. But while you're doing that, and we're seconds away from starting our first round of questions, we want to let you know that we are open for snacks, food and beverages. I've actually been put behind. This is, as you know, this is terrifying because I'm sitting in front of all this food that I can't actually eat.
No.
Because it's props.
well, this was what you asked us to bring you. This was to pay homage.
This
to,
is what you ordered.
to King Jeffrey.
That's right,
Yeah.
King Jeffrey. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
we've been asked for some Game of Thrones trivia, but yeah.
Well, I moved my snack actually to this hidden prop table, so
Wow.
I'm enjoying a fabulous Film.Ca slushie. The
Yes.
only place in Oakville you can get a slushie right now.
Is that true?
It is.
Wow,
Because at all
okay.
convenience stores, it's self-serves. They're not
Oh,
they're
of
not
course,
selling
yes.
them.
And
And,
if-
it's so refreshing.
And Tim, you're styling a bottle of
Dasani.
Dasani.
Yeah, and I held it up and I did it with label out because like while we're talking about snacks, I think we need to consume it to make people feel jealous that they're not consuming,
Yeah.
and then we'll hear that wonderful little DoorDash sound.
Yep. Or
And,
or
skip the
Uber Eats
dishes.
or skip the dishes.
Skip the dishes.
Speaking of which, we're open to 9 o'clock. So if you want to drop by, you're welcome to come by the theater, and you can wave at us or salute us in another fashion. And we're open to 9 o'clock. David and Libby are on the snack bar ready to take your order. You can call in your order to 905-338-6322 and pick it up. Or, but wait, there's more. You can also order it for home delivery from one of the 3 apps that we use, Uber Eats. What are you doing?
I'm trying to point
Oh,
to
you're
the
pointing
number,
at it. Oh, I see.
but it's on his side.
Oh, here.
You
Sorry,
point to
I
the
got
number.
it.
I'll point to the order.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
So you can go to Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Skip the Dishes, and you can actually have it delivered right to your home. So we close at 9 o'clock, so get those orders in there, and we have everything from our normal menus available, whether it be churros, whether it be your pizza, whether it be your fresh popcorn, candy, chicken fingers and fries, whatever your fancy. It'll remind you of your second home here at Film.Ca Cinemas.
And if you come in person to the theater, the 3 of us will give you an individual round of applause to thank you for coming in.
Absolutely we
Yes.
will. Absolutely we will. But before we start with the questions, let's all go to the lobby.
Okay, Jeff, we're ready for you.
Okay, here I come. This thing isn't easy to move around in, you know. Listen, I'm going to be frank. When you said you had a role for me, this is not what I thought you meant.
Don't let yourself get all steamed up. Just relish the moment.
Whatever.
Okay, is everybody ready? Cue the tunes.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Ba-bum-bum-bum. Delicious things to eat. The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Ba-bum-bum-bum. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's go to the lobby.
Well, it's never going to be an Oscar wiener. Boy, am I craving a hot dog right now.
I'm not. I'm craving all these other delicious treats, but for some reason,
I've kind of ruined hot dogs, haven't I?
For us to kind of side with you based on that video, that's kind of cannibalistic. Like
No.
we're getting into some weird territory.
It is a little odd.
It
is
is.
a little odd, but I was a superhero.
You
I was
were.
Hot Dog Man.
with the power to dispense mustard on
That's
all
That's
his
right,
enemies.
yes.
Exactly.
Condiments in both hands, zap, zap, zap. We want to thank Just Jump Quartet for the musical stylings, and Dennis Toville, who is one of our great customers here at Film.Ca, who produced this for us because he wanted to contribute to our crazy viral video campaign. So thank you, Dennis. Thank you to our friends at Just Jump Quartet. Okay, we're ready to, I think, start. But before we do that, we have some prizes we just want to let you know about.
Yeah.
So we actually, one of the prizes we don't actually have to show you, but it's pretty cool. It's an Avengers teaser poster. It's a full-size poster. And then also we have...
Yeah, so for our first prize tonight, last year there was a special event when Avengers Endgame came out. There was a marathon event that happened in Toronto where for 3 days they locked us in a movie theater and showed all 22 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in a row.
Wow.
Non-stop. So we were
Leading
locked
up
in,
to the 23rd of
exactly.
Endgame.
So
Wow.
we were locked in a movie theater for 54 hours straight. And everybody who did it, we got a number of fabulous souvenirs, one of which I'm offering as our prize tonight. So this is a limited edition poster. This is one of 4,000, and it's a mix of the 4 different Avengers posters
That's awesome.
from when the
Oh.
4 different Avengers movies
That's
came out
cool.
over the years.
That's incredible because
Yeah.
I heard that majority of the people that left the theater, the prize they got was jaundice and scurvy from being inside for so long.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
So this is the second time they've done it, and they learned the lesson for the first. And the air conditioning.
Like, given the D drops and
No,
stuff.
so they had the air circulating from the beginning this time.
Good.
Yeah.
So it didn't smell
Smell in
nearly
there.
as bad
Yeah.
until the end of the 3 days, in
Days.
which there was kind of nothing they could
could be
do
done.
about it.
Yeah. And then I liked that. I heard that they had a guy dressed up as Captain Cook and he would throw oranges at everybody.
Yeah.
That's kind of an obscure reference.
Yeah.
I apologize for that one. And we also have, for, I guess, second prize, we have a teaser poster for the Avengers. And for third prize, we're going to give you a couple passes. You know what? I don't like the fact that it's third prize is passes to Film.Ca.
Well, I think they're all great
All
prizes.
great prizes.
It's just one of them is a little more exclusive
And
than
actually,
some of the others.
the way we work is that the person with the highest point count gets the first choice of
choose.
prize.
Oh, that's a good
And
point.
then
Right.
second gets the second. So they're kind of like, it's kind of first, second, and third, but
I think you
They're
should throw
equal.
in some craft dinner in there as well. I think that was a hot prize last week.
the gentleman hasn't picked those up yet. I'm disappointed. I may eat them. I know.
All right.
I think it's just a matter of timing.
I think so.
Could be just timing.
Speaking of timing, you think it's time to start with some questions?
It is time to start with our first set of 10 questions. Mr. Josh, let's get started. Dun, 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 dun,
How shortly
dun,
will
dun,
the
dun,
trivia
dun, dun.
game begin? Jerry?
There
Here we go.
It started now.
The
Ooh.
first 23 films in the MCU were released in three phases, but are collectively known as the Blank Saga. Ultimate, Superhero, Galactic, Infinity. I almost dropped this name when we were talking about it a minute ago, and now I'm glad that I did not.
See, I do that. I do that
He has
all
done
the
that a few
time.
times.
Yeah, if you listen to me, you'll know the answers eventually.
But those first 23 films, of course, are known as the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
After that very special baseball glove that Thanos is so keen on having.
That's right, yeah. And we'll just say baseball glove because I'm pretty sure that's probably a question in here.
Yeah.
So,
Happy goatee.
Happy's go.
Oh, Happy's
that's
goatee.
interesting.
Oh,
Darth-
named after Happy Hogan, the bodyguard from
That's
the
right.
Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
That's a great name.
Darth Gator.
Darth Vader, I like
Spider-Man's web designer. That's a good name.
Deadpool.
that. I love these creative names.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'd say it's anybody's game right now.
Yep.
With one question down. Let's move on to question number 2.
All right, before becoming a time-bending hero, Doctor Strange practiced what medical specialty? Dentistry, neurosurgery, psychiatry, cardiology.
I thought it's chiropatry.
Well, yeah.
No.
I thought this was like some of the best casting. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch
Absolutely.
He's a great Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Because it's hard to make such an unlikable guy likable,
It's
but
true.
he did it so
Well, you know, and it was the same thing
well.
with Stark, right?
Yeah.
Like he's that kind
Especially as a neurosurgeon.
of Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
91% of
Oh,
our
we
audience
have
got that.
some MCU geniuses here.
Oh, maybe the questions are too easy.
Maybe they're too easy. I think that's what it is. Let's blame it on the questions.
All right, question
Okay.
3. Which actress stars in both Thor and Thor the Dark World is also known for her major role in the Star Wars franchise? Natalie Portman, Daisy Ridley, Rose Byrne, Tessa Thompson, or Jeff Knoll?
Well, that is a picture of me in my latest commercial.
That's true.
The makeup suits you very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. It took 3 days.
Takes years off your face.
Took 3 days. You think it was long in that theater for the MCU
for
saga?
the marathon,
Yeah.
yes.
It's Natalie Portman, which I think for her because of what the announcement is for the next Thor movie is
Yeah.
like she's going to
Careful.
I doubt that's going to be in here. It hasn't even come out yet. We don't even know. But am I right to say that she's going to don? She's taking the.
That's Tessa Thompson.
Is that Tessa
Yeah,
Thompson?
Tessa Thompson is the new character. She plays Valkyrie in the Thor movies. And so Tessa Thompson is becoming the new Thor character in 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be. I thought it was Jane that takes on and becomes Lady Thor.
Uh-oh, nerd fight.
Oh.
Nerd fight.
Is it? Does
I
anyone
thought-
in
'cause
our
it's- 'cause
audience
it's-
know?
I think we
If
need
you-
to, Jenna. We need to go. We need to kind of surf on this one because
Yeah.
this is what I've heard is that, and I can't remember the name of it. But it's
Thor: Love and Thunder, I believe.
Thunder,
is the name.
there it
That's
is.
the name of the movie.
Yeah.
But is it Natalie Portman or I thought it was Tessa Thompson, but I could be wrong. on this.
ooh, I like this. I like this. We're diving
Yeah.
in.
All right.
You know what? Let's just go to Jeff on this one. No? Okay. Next question.
It's Carmen Miranda.
It's Carmen Miranda. Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt.
Give
I would
me
love
the
to-
hammer.
I would love to see Eartha Kitt in a Marvel film. That's
I will
terrific.
get lightning.
You know what else I want to see is question 4.
I'm desperate for question 4. Here we go. Nick Fury got I can't read these. It's too far away. Somebody else do it.
All right, Nick Fury got the inspiration for the name Avengers from Carol Danvers. How did she first use this word? As a laptop password, an army pet name, as her aviator call sign, her BFF's secret code word?
I like this question.
This is the code word I use with my best friend, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, but in
It was
the
her
movies,
aviator call sign.
That's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wasn't a fan of Captain Marvel.
No, I didn't think it was bad, but it wasn't
No.
as particularly
Yeah.
exciting, right? It's hard to make each of the movies stand out and feel special, right?
It's
what
true.
makes it unique and truly exciting to see that one movie?
And you know what?
It was the cat for me.
Maybe for me, I think the way they wrote the character in the standalone movie, and then how she fit into the regular movies, I think she was still very two-dimensional. Like she just was very expressionless. There wasn't a lot of, I don't know. There
She
wasn't
felt more like an afterthought as opposed to a necessary team member.
yeah, exactly.
Still, I didn't hate the movie, just not quite as
No, it's-
exciting as
it's-
some of the
the
other
others.
ones.
And yes, I'm still here.
You love talking about the Marvel movies, though, don't you?
No. I like talking about making money with the Marvel movies. I've just never, I enjoy watching them,
Yeah.
but I'm just not, I can't get into the universe stuff. I don't know who is who half the time. My favorite Marvel movie is the Iron Man, or Marvel movies are the Iron Man movies. But
The first one was brilliant.
The first one was brilliant, and the second one I thought was quite good too. But you know what? They're great movies. We make lots of money. They make my customers very happy.
You know, as one of those happy customers, I've seen almost all of the premiere nights of a Marvel cinematic movie in this exact theater that we're currently sitting in front of right
You're making
now.
me misty, my friend.
I can't wait to get back to the movies
Oh,
too.
me either,
I'm
yeah.
ready. I'm ready to go back inside and watch a movie again.
Absolutely. Let's
Me
move on
too.
to the next
Yeah.
question, please. I'm going to try to read this one. Here we go. Oh, there we go. What does SHIELD stand for? SHIELD. What does SHIELD stand for?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one of the 4 options that are currently on the screen.
I'm not reading them all.
Right now. I don't know. I've got a hunch that one of these 4 is the correct answer.
It's actually the new cleaning protocol. Sanitize, wash your hands, ignore your eyes,
Yeah,
lips,
it
and
means use soap.
dentures.
Hands.
Dentures, yes, the dentures are a key part of the COVID protocols.
The Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division
Wow.
is the correct answer.
Which, until they found the acronym, was on everybody's business card. It was very long.
Well, that's why they had those.
It was a 4x6 business card,
Yeah,
too.
it was one of the large ones.
Question number 6.
Oh, the popcorn's popping.
Why does Peter Parker decline being an Avenger? He has homework. He doesn't believe he's worthy. He'd rather stay a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore.
Now, if you still haven't answered, remember, we're focusing on the 23 MCU movies. So this is the Tom Holland Spider-Man timeline for the answer we're looking for. This might change
Yes.
depending what Spider-Man movies you're thinking of.
Yes. Well, and I think it's all very hard for us to get rid of Tobey Maguire's hip thrust out of our mind from Spider-Man 3.
But I don't think, would anybody have actually invited Tobey Maguire to be an Avenger?
No. So that's
No.
a storyline that happened, but it's depend. Some people might think it's also the comic books, right? Because
Right,
there's
true.
so
That's
many
true.
different
There's
comic
all
book
these different-
storylines, of which I know none of them.
Yeah. So the big thing to remember, we are playing with the cinematic universe.
Right.
That's right. That's
We're
why it's
focusing movies only tonight.
CU.
See you.
CU.
See you.
Yes, C for comic book. Oh, wait a minute.
No.
No.
We
All right.
got this right in rehearsal. What's wrong with you?
Question 7.
Question 7.
What name does Deadpool come up with for his small team in Deadpool 2? X-Men 2.0, Super Squad, X-Force, Power People. God, Ryan Reynolds is awesome.
Oh, is he?
Goodness,
just
he's the
great.
most charismatic man.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? He's extremely funny. He knows comedy. And I highly recommend this. There's an amazing podcast called Script Notes, run by John August and Craig Mazin. So Craig Mazin wrote the Hangover movies and Chernobyl, and then John August, Big Fish, a bunch of others. Anyway, you can find it on YouTube because they did a live one with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Ryan Reynolds about breaking the fourth wall, right? Like talking to the camera, talking to the audience. And so it was all about.
I never do that. I respect the fourth wall.
Yeah. So it's really incredible. We don't talk to the fourth wall.
No,
We don't
we would
talk
never
to any
do
of
such a
you.
thing.
We're just talking to Josh right now. That's
What
it.
was the answer to that?
X-Force.
X-Force.
X-Force was the
X-Force.
correct answer.
So watch it. Watch it. It's fantastic to watch Ryan Reynolds talk about his whole concept for Deadpool and coming up with that aspect of the character.
But I imagine him talking with Phoebe Waller-Bridge on Fleabag too. That's a great
it was
contrast.
an incredible interview for the two of
Yeah,
them.
that's a great contrast for a subject. So
Ooh,
it looks like
Martha.
Martha has got. Wait a minute,
That's DC.
that's the wrong superheroes.
And that was.
Oh, she's winning by 1 point.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at-
Because Martha, I'm so happy you're winning this because you did not win as a plot point in Justice League.
No, you did
not. Or Doom, or what it was, the
Or
Dawn of
Spider-Man,
Justice.
Batman v Superman: Dawn of
Oh my
Justice.
gosh.
So I mentioned my friend Chris. He and
Save
I,
Martha!
we've been friends for almost our whole lives, and one of the 3 things we disagree on is whether or not Batman v Superman of Dawn of Justice is a good movie. He insists it is, and I
No.
just can't understand it.
Well, from a theater operator's perspective, it was not a good movie.
No. Oh, no, it was not.
I think Man of Steel kind of
Yeah.
started to sink it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to question number
8.
8.
Who's considered as the first Avenger among the heroes? Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, or Captain America? So this is, not to drop a hint, but I wonder if any of these characters on screen have a movie that maybe contains the word the first Avenger
I think so.
as it. And of all days to be celebrating this hero, Independence Day,
America.
Captain America.
Yeah. Also known as Alexander Hamilton. No.
That's the mashup I would love to see of an Alexander Hamilton USO show. Goodness.
67. So who did most people? Oh, they thought Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel,
Interesting.
perhaps, because
No.
she. It wasn't even chronologic because she came in the movies. She comes to
Yes.
Earth in the 1990s.
Time travel.
Yeah,
It was like the late 80s, wasn't it? Or was it early 90s?
Well, Blockbuster was thriving, so whenever that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's.
That was
I
a
think
long time
the
ago.
movie I think is supposed to be set in 1991.
Yeah.
And then Captain America, of course, is in the Second World War.
War, yeah.
Yes.
Where does that play with the I don't know.
You can do it.
I don't
Believe
even
in you,
remember.
Jeff.
Where does that timeline play with the? I can't remember the name
Describe it.
of it.
Describe
The
the
Rocket
thing.
Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon. So
Guardians-
that's all in the
Guardians.
present
Well,
day.
see, Guardians.
Yeah.
So
Well, Guardians started
so
in the
Quill.
past.
Well, Quill got taken
Yeah.
in the like late 70s, early 80s.
Late 70s,
1988.
okay.
88.
88 is when he gets abducted,
Abducted, yeah.
and goes into space as a child.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and then comes back in 2018
Yeah,
as an adult Star-Lord.
See, I
Yeah.
do know.
And Rocket Raccoon was actually on the Canadian show The Raccoons, and he got abducted.
I thought I
Yeah.
recognized
See, I was
him.
trying to bring it back
Same
to the
year,
I
too.
thought I
Canada. Yeah.
recognized him.
All right, let's go to question 9.
In the end credits of Avengers, what is the specialty of the restaurant they go to? Oh, this was a fun one. Gyros, hamburgers, New York pizza, or shawarma.
So just before the pandemic really started, I was on a Marvel-themed cruise for a vacation earlier this
wow.
year, and one of the lunches they do, they have a specialty. I'm gonna go wait till the timer expires. They had a shawarma bar
Yeah.
for lunch that you could do as a Marvel-themed activity
Well, that's fun.
based on this scene from the end of the movie.
People know their fast food.
They
I
know
like
their
this.
stuff. It also helps you can see a picture of one being eaten by, who is that? Thor just gnawing into,
And if you call in now,
yeah,
shawarma pizza.
just for you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think. No, sorry,
There's no
I can't back that
Shawarma
up.
not
can't
provided,
back that
but
up.
we'll give you the Zuzu's Pizza base.
Yeah.
Then
That's
you can put your own
Own
shawarma
shawarma
on
You
on
it.
bring your own shawarma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
BYOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring-
I think shawarma popcorn sprinkles.
You know what? I don't even know why I'm here tonight. Let's move on to the next question. That's why I'm here tonight.
Which MCU film had our heroes fight each other in 2 distinct sides? Thor: The Dark World,
I know this one.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I
You
know
want-
this one. I
you
know
wanna-
this one. I'm so excited.
In 5 seconds, you want to tell us the answer?
Yes. I can't wait. It was Civil War, right?
That's right.
It was, yes, Captain America
I
Civil
know my
War.
MCU.
Yes, you do. Well, you're 100% accurate so far on
right.
questions you have guessed.
That's right.
Which I think that calls for a socially distant high
didn't
five.
Guess. I
That's-
didn't guess. That
One
was-
for one.
Yeah.
I
I got
that.
that
One
one.
for one.
got that.
James M.
James M. Their rankings are bouncing around a lot.
Yes.
Where did
Happy's goatee.
Oh, he's
who
still in the
started
mix,
first.
okay.
He's 13th now.
right.
Deadpool in 23rd.
I think we scared Martha.
Ariel and her truer love is back from.
That's
when
Ryan. That's Ryan. Gotta say hi to Ryan.
Hi, Ran.
I,
Yeah, she played Little Mermaid in our panto
Oh.
this year. Yeah.
and I think she's been on every show.
She definitely has.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
And,
Thank
and then
One of
she
our
was also
frequent
one of the
flyers.
performers. She sang Million Dreams in our.
Oh, from yes,
yeah.
on the music show 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Did you see that, Tyler?
Yes, I
That was
did.
pretty
That was
impressive, wasn't it?
That was all the performances were outstanding.
They really
but
were.
man, those questions were hard.
They were.
I was playing with my girlfriend.
Who was one of the performers?
Yes, she was, and in a completely unbiased opinion, I thought she was the best.
Of course.
But
course.
we were just we were stumped on so many of the questions.
Right.
Thought we knew some of these and just didn't. But it was
they
it
were
was a
tough.
great trivia game.
Well, Jenna knows her musical theater clearly.
She does.
Yes, she does.
Jenna's who's, our communications manager here at Film.Ca and one of the producers of the show.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. And interesting story about Jenna. We actually we hired her during the pandemic.
Wow.
And I hired her from Zoom.
Yeah.
What was it like doing a Zoom job interview?
You'd have to ask Jenna. It was fine with me. I was sold right away, but it was it's one of those COVID stories.
Yeah.
We actually hired somebody over Zoom, which has been doing a fabulous job ever since. I think we're probably just going to go with that. Even if they're in the building, I'll just stay upstairs and then I'll do a Zoom interview from them downstairs because I've got a one for perfect score on my hires through Zoom so far.
Well, that way you can also just do business meetings in your pajamas up in your office.
I do already.
It's
It's really awkward, actually.
Bathrobe, actually. Okay.
oh
We're going to go right on into our 11th question because we're just a slight bit behind where we're normally supposed to be at this point. So we're going to keep on going, and we'll take a little pause at the next.
And we
step.
forgive you, Jeff. It's all the anecdotes on the MC
Yeah.
universe that you're throwing in that's actually lagging
Yeah.
this show. Yeah.
It's,
so,
I mean, I think we're all enjoying them immensely, but it's
Yeah.
You just if you keep them down
I
just a
knows,
little.
the-
I knows my MC.
the end zone celebration for being one for one. Gosh, Jeff.
All right, speaking
Okay, let's-
one for one.
Yeah.
Question 11.
Oh, I like what you did there.
Woo.
Oh, I can't wait for the question to get. There it is.
All right. Which MCU film do we first get a glimpse of an Infinity Stone? Ooh, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, The First Avenger, and Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I'm not 100% on the answer for this
Well,
one.
it really
Tim,
depends.
Do you know?
I do. And it would be.
Is it Thor or
is.
Captain America?
It's Thor.
Is it Thor?
No, it's Captain
it
America.
is Captain America.
But I thought Thor came out first, I thought.
Thor did come out first, but there's
but
no
because-
Infinity Stone. The Tesseract first appears in. Oh, look! This got a lot of. We only got 29% got
I
this
want to
right.
go to that one. I think we might have some, because this happens and we're
Yeah.
okay with it, but because I feel like
Thor
because-
came out first, but the Tesseract first appeared in Captain America: The First Avenger, because that was what Red Skull was stealing, and
Well,
they had to try and get.
But no,
back.
but there was the Tesseract was the one, but then there was the other one in the cube, which was
That's the cube. That's the Tesseract.
so it was put into okay.
Yeah,
we're
that's
getting
the Tesseract
okay.
is the big blue
So
glowing
then it was
blue cube. Yeah.
okay.
Now, this may seem like a really stupid question. And I
No, there are no
It is.
stupid questions.
No, this has nothing to do with MCU.
Yeah.
The Tesseract, that's what it is, right?
I believe so.
Is that also the thing that they were searching for in, I can't remember the name of the Disney movie, the one with Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. A Wrinkle in
Wrinkle
Time.
in Time.
Wasn't that the?
Yes, I think that's because it was
It's often
from
they
the
were searching
book.
for Chris Pine.
Yes.
He's often confused with an Infinity Stone.
That's true.
He's very magical.
He's
very,
also
very
square
powerful.
and blue and glowing.
How did
and
we end up with the same device in both movies and both, because Wrinkle in Time
Yes.
is a literary masterpiece, not such a great movie.
No.
And
Also, one I enjoyed in this cinema right behind us.
I watched it in the cinema. I won't say I enjoyed it.
No,
No.
I did not either.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
See-
Michael Pena's accordion arms, but
So let's go to Jenna and the team out there on social media to find out about, because I really think we were right with Thor. We'll find out, but she did clarify that it is Natalie Portman that's reprising her role as Jane
okay,
and
as
becoming
Jane Foster,
and becoming
the
Lady
new
Thor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Part of our broadcast software that we use, they actually allow us now with the new version, we can actually bring people in through chat.
Yeah.
We should do that totally with Jen at some point.
And and here's something exciting.
She'd be like a referee.
The best social media post will skip a Zoom interview and just work for Jeff.
Right away.
Yeah.
Just think of all the-
don't even need to see you. You're hired.
And who needs stock options when you get these slushies?
That's how we pay our people.
All right, let's go to 12.
That's
We'll
why
be
Josh
here.
weighs 790 pounds.
All right, question 12. Who is the voice of Jarvis, Tony Stark's artificial intelligence butler? Colin Firth, Paul Bettany, Hugh Grant, Jeremy Irons.
He was a great choice for the voice.
Yes, I think. I think both as Jarvis and then when he becomes Vision. Right, I think it's actually one of the best casting choices
Yeah.
in the whole universe.
Yeah.
When Paul Bettany, there he is.
There it
you
is.
go.
And out of all those choices, I think Paul Bettany and Jeremy Irons would be suitable. I think Hugh Grant would have been just frustrating. Like, I'm Tony.
It would have been so comedic, right?
Tony,
I couldn't have bought him as a robot.
I don't.
That's
You'd just be like, get it out, Jarvis.
That's a great.
That was
that was really good.
That was pretty.
I kind of thought it should be
That
the
was
same.
my 4 weddings and a funeral in Notting Hill moments.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you didn't get to see his Hugh Grant.
I think that they should use the voice from HAL 9000. I'm
Tony.
sorry, Tony.
Tony.
We can't
I'm
open the
sorry,
door.
Tony. I can't activate the suits for you.
Okay,
Would
let's
you
move on
like
to
to
question
hear
13.
a song?
Daisy, Daisy.
Which Phase 3 MCU movie does not feature a cameo from Stan Lee? Avengers: Infinity War, Thor: Ragnarok, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Doctor Strange.
I didn't know there
Ooh.
was one. That's
I
interesting.
didn't know
Well,
he missed one either.
There's a specific reason why he does not make a cameo in the film.
And are you going to tell us?
I will
Yes.
tell
Okay.
you. And so the answer is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Which you
Oh,
said,
that's
right.
Which you said before the time ran out. I just point out.
Wow,
There's
got
isn't there a
0.5
small
of a
delay
point.
on the game devices at home?
57% were right.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
So what was the reason he didn't?
So the reason is because that film was shot after Avengers Endgame, and Stan Lee had passed away before that movie had started
Okay.
production.
Okay.
So they
That's
had
right.
pre-filmed some of the cameos up until the final Avengers movie, and it was decided in advance that was going to be the last one he appeared in.
Interesting.
So when Spider-Man entered production, in early 2018. He had just passed away,
away.
and they couldn't put him in.
And I think it's his own pay tribute, a moment of tribute to
course.
Stan Lee. Like we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now and have all this wonderful, escapism and beautiful movies and stories and comics without Stan Lee.
If it weren't for him, we would have to be doing DC trivia right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know,
Martha!
Interestingly enough, and I always tie everything back to me. The productions that I always do, I always end up with a cameo, and I mostly am doing that because of Alfred Hitchcock and Stan Lee. It's kind of an homage to them. So every show I've done so far, and I don't remember how many I've done, but quite a few, I show up somewhere in everything.
That's great.
It's sometimes not credited, but I always show up somewhere. If you haven't watched, I'd be curious, I'm actually crediting this one, but don't watch the credits, and maybe somebody would like to watch Coming Distractions.
Yes.
On my pilot TV show, because I'm in that one too. But it's my cameo is somewhat more difficult to find.
I got to go back and watch it. I didn't see you the first
Yeah,
time.
I'm there. I'm there. See you is not the right thing.
All right. Well, while we mull over where it was, I can't think of it either. But in the meantime, let's see the next
Question 14. Through the film Avengers Endgame, what actors appeared in the most MCU films? Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, Scarlett Johansson. Ooh, this is a good one.
Yes.
I have a guess.
What you do?
Yeah.
So while I was doing the marathon last year, one of my projects while I was scribbling in my notebook was trying to calculate what the answer was. What do you think, Jeff?
Who do you think? Who do you think?
I think it's Samuel L. Jackson because he shows up at the end of every movie. No, it's
No.
not. It's Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
I
Is it?
tried.
I thought it was Robert Downey Jr.
I tried.
I believe it's Robert Downey Jr. I don't know if that Robert Downey Jr. is in 10 of the movies. Oh, and a lot of people said him.
So I think this might be. You know what?
I'm glad that 20%
Jenna,
of
we're
people
going
agree
back
with
to
me.
you.
Yep. Let's do a check on that.
Well, there's always one error in our crowd per, it seems. They always throw. There's always one thing that's
Yeah.
wrong.
So Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man appears in 10 of the 23. Chris Evans as Captain America appears in Captain America, The Avengers. He's then in Thor. Yes, he's then in Thor: The Dark World. Then Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Age of Ultron, that's 5. Civil War. Then he's in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's right.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Endgame.
That's 9.
That's 9. Am I missing one?
I don't know.
I'm
We'll
trying.
go, let's get Jenna.
we'll come
Jenna's
back.
been great on
Yes.
this one for us.
Meantime, James M is holding on to the lead at 1,077 points, but Mjolnir, who was, I think, started the game in like 56th position, has shot up to second and is there and got 12 questions right. That's very impressive.
Happy's
Yes.
goatee is still in the.
Oh yeah,
in the,
Happy's
top.
goatee.
Yeah.
So Happy started at first, went down to
Yeah.
15, now is back
But
to third again.
staying in the
Yeah.
top panel.
Yeah.
I thought isn't Samuel L. Jackson in every movie
No.
at
No.
the end? He's not.
No,
he's
no,
not.
no.
Okay.
He's I think he's only in 7 or 8 of them.
Oh, okay. Only 7 or 8 movies. Well, to the 20% of you who agreed with me, thank you.
Yeah.
Supporting me. Okay, let's move on to the next question. And we'll get an answer on the correctness of that one in due time.
Which MCU director has also appeared in multiple MCU movies? James Gunn, Jon Favreau, Ryan Coogler, Anna Boden. Oh, if you were listening to our show early on, we let this detail slip.
That's true.
We were talking about this earlier
His
in the show.
goatee.
Yes, ooh, yes. Which one of these fine directors has a goatee?
Obviously, Anna.
No, it's Jon Favreau.
Favreau. Kind of
plays
eliminated
Happy.
one with that.
There you go.
So
But no one chose Anna anyways. So
we did. So you know what? It looks like we did get confirmation that
Yeah.
like Thor was the first one to show an Infinity Stone. It was in the post-credit scene when they took
showing the Tesseract.
Dr. Eric, yeah, and that was like where it was appeared. So
so
then
it
they
should've
just
been
picked
Thor.
it back up in because I remember seeing it before I saw it.
Right, and that's then
Captain
Loki
America.
shows up as well, and that's how
That's
we know
right.
Loki's going to steal
Steal
it.
it.
So it is Thor. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So the show is right.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The
I
show,
like that.
I
The show
believe,
was
said
right.
Thor. Yes.
But the Chris Pine issue.
Even when this show is wrong, we're right.
yeah.
That works.
Just like with me with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Question 16.
Good idea. Question 16.
Which New York City building at 200 Park Avenue was the basis for Stark Tower? Ooh, this is good. Empire State Building, MetLife Building, One World Trade Center, the Spiral, NYC.
I don't know this.
I don't know. So 200 Park Avenue. So it's Midtown. So I would say that kind of gives you a little bit of hint.
My first thought, just on the address, might be the Empire State Building.
I think so.
Because it's the furthest Midtown. Most of the others are.
Yeah.
It must be.
Let's.
Nope.
No, it's the MetLife
building.
building.
There you
And
go.
I think, you know what, I think the reason for that is they probably want to, if it's New York, you want to keep the iconic Empire State Building.
Clearly.
That's a good
Wow.
point.
Clearly there are people out there that know
Very.
more than you guys.
Some smart
65%
players.
need to come down here, buy snacks, and then take our place.
And we're still offering free applause with every in
That's
cinema
right.
purchase.
That's right.
All right, question 17. In which MCU film did Valkyrie fly for the first time? Iron Man 2?
Well, it was when she thought happy thoughts and went to Neverland? No?
Yes.
Wrong movie.
Like the applause you will get for coming into the cinema, we will clap hard enough and she will take flight. But which
We're
of
mixing
those
our
movies?
trivia shows now.
Right now, I'm just busy mixing up this slushy I'm enjoying.
And the answer, of course, is Thor Ragnarok.
When
Love
Valkyrie
that
first
film.
appears.
I love that film. And you know what? And that is, oh my gosh, his name always escapes me. Director of Jojo Rabbit.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, Taika Waititi.
Taika
yeah.
Waititi, yes.
Taika Waititi.
That was
Taika
his.
Wait-
That was his big coming out.
Yeah, and that was and so you just can tell the humor. Just
Yeah.
even that this intro where Chris Hemsworth's hanging,
just in the basket.
and then just that moment where he was like in the midst, like the guy's like the demon is just like talking to me. He's like, hold on, and he had to wait till he spun around to to be facing him again. I was like, there's just brilliant comedic devices all the way.
You know,
through.
Taika Waititi also plays Korg in that movie.
He does.
So
Yeah,
the
he shows up in
the
everything.
rock friend,
Yeah.
he played a small part in the movie as well.
I
I knew it,
understand
yeah,
that he's going to be doing a Star Wars movie coming up.
Yes.
I understand he's going to be playing a droid.
So he plays a droid in The Mandalorian.
No way.
Yes, he does.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
the droid who brings tea on the planet, which name I do not remember off the top of my head, but yes, so the tall, lanky droid with the spinning head, that's Taika Waititi.
Oh, no way.
In
That's
The
neat.
Mandalorian.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
I love
he's,
that
he's,
show.
he's a genius.
he really is.
Very talented
I'm a big,
man.
big fan of his.
Yeah, well,
Multi-talented man, too.
One of my favorite movies ever is Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, me too.
It was such an incredible movie, and he's a great director.
Yeah.
Let's move on to question number
18.
18.
Hidden under lock and key in Asgard, the Tesseract is which of the Infinity Stones? A, Space Stone, Time Stone, Power Stone, or Soul Stone?
I still want to know what Oprah Winfrey has to do with the Tesseract.
So I think Tesseract is just a term that was chosen for the searchable object in A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
They just happen to share the name. I don't think there's a connection.
I
between
want to
them.
understand what the connection
Yeah.
is. There's got to be a connection.
And of course,
I can't be the first
Space
one to ask
Stone-
this.
Well, and it's also like if you were able to get the Tesseract, Oprah Winfrey appears and says, "You get a house." No,
And
you get a house.
No, and
We
you
all
get,
get houses.
No, you get a Tesseract.
You get a
And
Tesseract.
you get a Tesseract.
That's it, yeah.
You get, and she
Yeah.
went to all the
You
movies.
rule the universe. You rule the
You s-
Nice. Okay, let's move on to
Question 19.
19.
Ooh. What
Ooh.
did Black Widow see during her dream sequence in Age of Ultron? A lost love from before she became a spy? The time she set fire to a hospital? Her assassin training at the Red Room? Glimpses of all the people she has killed? I remember this scene where she was discussing with Bruce Banner at the farmhouse.
I got to ask you, what is
of
this photo?
I know. What's the photo? This is hilarious. I was like,
I don't. So the answer is it's her assassin training at the Red Room, which she then talks about with the Hulk. But
David.
it almost looked like it almost looked like
Who are these people in this photo?
Oh, hold on.
We have a guest appearance by David.
it almost
one
looked
of our
like more
managers.
cowbell. Like that was what she saw. She saw more
is that
cowbell.
the Blue Oyster Cult?
Yeah, it almost looks like Blue Oyster
That's not the
Cult.
Blue Oyster Cult.
David knows everything about music. He was a.
No, that's Black Sabbath.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Sabbath.
Black
Well-
Widow, Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's a weird.
That was
Who
a
picked
obscure
that?
reference to.
That's Black Sabbath. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be like one of the first photos.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, David. Guest appearance by David McMillan.
Did Black
He's now-
Sabbath have an album, The Red Room? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's just the.
This is the weirdest thing.
All right, we're question 20. I want to get
Question
away
20.
from this. This is awkward.
We need a palate cleanser.
Which actor has the most box office success outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, Chris Pratt, Scarlett Johansson. Ooh, this is a
This has
tough
got to be
one.
close.
This
Because
is-
how
this is
far back are
interesting.
you going? Because
I think full career is what
Yeah.
they must be going on.
That's the implication of the question.
Yeah. And See, okay.
Quickly guesses. Guess.
I would say Robert
I'm
Downey
saying
Jr.
Sam.
I was
think
going to
it's
say Samuel L.
Jackson.
Jackson too.
And
It is
yeah,
Samuel
it
L.
is.
Jackson.
But-
And you can find that was the question you were trying to guess earlier.
I know.
You were ahead of us.
Yeah, and you're 2 for 2 on
Yeah!
correct guesses.
No, because I guessed Samuel L. Jackson for the most
Okay.
appearances.
But you were right before. Remember?
He
Even
was
when
guessing.
you're wrong,
Yes,
you're
right.
right.
You know what? I can't give you raises for sucking up because neither one of you get paid.
No popcorn tonight.
What are you
Well,
talking
popcorn.
about? I love having my salary paid in slushies.
There you go.
Happy's goatee is
After
back
round
on
2,
top.
So does
Happy's
Jenna.
goatee came back.
Wow, that's incredible. I Am Lindsay is in third place.
Oh, that's a
Figs
play on
27.
Groot. I am Lindsay.
Oh,
It's-
I Am Groot.
yes, that's a very good joke.
That is a good joke.
That's one of my favorite memories coming back here was an opening weekend show of Guardians of the Galaxy, again in this same theater, right? But I just remember the crowd cheering and like everybody was having the best time because
Groot?
nobody knew what the Guardians of the Galaxy
No, I
was
know.
when that movie first
No.
came out, and so it was just such a fun surprise.
So Guardians, I
Yeah.
said earlier that Iron Man is my favorite. Actually,
Yep.
the Guardian, because for me, I still have a hard time connecting them. Guardians of
Right.
the Galaxy is my favorite MCU film series.
Well, again, another great. I like James Gunn, and I thought he
Yeah.
did a good job with it. And I know he's been in a bit of like clash with the MCU producing team, but
they are going to let him make Volume 3, which is good.
is good.
And I like that there's
You
going to be
gotta
that
have that
cohesiveness.
consistency.
Right,
Yeah.
the consistency
Yeah.
in the trilogy. I think that's...
And there's just, and you know, similar to like what we saw in Thor Ragnarok, there's such great humor in Guardians of the Galaxy, and even in that moment of
Well, not just humor,
Endgame,
but wit.
or no, in
Yeah.
Infinity War, like Drax, like just like eating while watching
I-
watching Quill and Gamora.
If I
And it
remain
was-
very still,
Still.
I'll remain invisible and not be seen.
He's gonna be my favorite.
And then
character.
when she comes in, it's like, "Hey, Drax," it's like, "Damn." just
Drax and Rocket Raccoon are my two favorite MCU characters.
nice.
I
Hey,
love
that
Drax.
was Jenna
People have
asked.
told me I look a lot like Drax. That's probably because when I shave my head.
Well, it's also
I've
your
never done.
your buff arm muscles too.
That's it.
That's often what
yes,
the...
and my
Yeah.
pigmentation,
It's-
but not my salary.
Yeah. It's originally before the end of the Avengers. This summer was when they had first scheduled the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and then they changed the order for a bunch of them,
Yeah.
including getting some of the new characters into it after the Avengers. Because Guardians 1 was summer 2014, number 2 was 17, and so summer 2020 was supposed to. Imagine if we could have been watching Guardians
Yeah.
of the Galaxy
Right in this theater.
right
Yeah, that'd be great.
today.
That would be
Do
incredible.
you have any idea when theaters are going to be reopening and we can actually come back and watch something inside the cinema?
It's a good question. We don't actually know for sure. I mean, we are theoretically in Ontario's
Phase 2.
phase 3, so we're patiently waiting for the opportunity to get back to showing movies once again. I mean, it's been difficult. Obviously, we're well over 100 days closed now, and it's been challenging. We're very grateful to our guests for supporting us through this, and grateful to the government for the support that they provided, because it's hard to keep a place going like this with no revenue. So we want to big shout out to our guests. But you know what?
So, well, hold on. Can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say you could reopen next week.
Right.
How much time do you need from the announcement up until the theater can actually reopen again safely?
Not a lot of time.
No?
We're almost ready now. We've been making a lot of changes to the facility.
Oh, good.
We've been taking advantage of the time that we've been closed to actually do some badly needed upgrades. But we've also been spending a lot of time and energy trying to figure out how best to operate in the new normal, in terms of sanitation and guest safety. So we're pretty close to being ready right now.
So as a moviegoer, right, as a very frequent moviegoer,
Yes.
as part of my job, right?
Yes.
I'm curious to know what are some of the things you've been doing physically, tangibly, to get ready for the reopening once it's safe to come back. Because I know I'm one of the people, as soon as we're allowed to, and as soon as it's safe and the government say it's okay,
100%.
I'm excited to come back as soon as it's safe.
So
Yeah.
most of the changes aren't actually physical; they're mostly procedural
Okay.
on how we actually operate the cinemas. Why don't I actually? You know what? I'm going to let's set up a camera here,
Yeah.
and
You're putting on your Winter Soldier mask.
That's
What's,
right. I realized a lot of people saw my secret identity.
yes,
It was awkward.
I think he knows.
20
I'm,
questions.
I
of
think
giving
he
it
knows
away.
I'm about to ask him to be a cameraman for a second. So
do.
why don't we? Here, I'm going to hand you my iPhone, and
Fantastic.
Tyler, let's take a walk And I'm going to show you some of the things,
where
okay?
should I put my mask on as well?
You can put your mask on,
Okay.
sure. I'm going to go get mine as well.
Yep.
Here, let's...
I should probably say.
Sorry for flipping his phone a bunch
where
of
are
times.
we
I'm
going?
like, I'm as skilled as the director of Blair Witch Project
Can
right
I bring
now.
my slushie with me?
you can bring your slushie.
All right,
yes,
that's
yes.
that's very important.
So I guess, first and
Okay.
foremost, we don't 100% know what the rules are going to be when we
Okay.
reopen. We have some idea because we've been watching other locations in Canada come online, British Columbia, Alberta, etc. So we're watching what the rules have been established for them. We're also watching very closely what our American colleagues are doing and how they're coming along. It's to a large extent they are reducing capacity and enforcing physical distancing in the theater. So I'll give you a couple examples. So let's
Okay.
go on to theater number 2, and like I said, there's not a lot of physical changes. It's mostly procedural, but I can demonstrate some of it to you. So I guess some of the big changes people are going to see right off the bat is that when we reopen, we'll be doing reserved seating.
Oh,
So
okay.
this-
So
this-
is that going to be for all the auditoriums?
It's going to be for all the auditoriums, all shows. So this is a very European thing. That Europe has always done reserved
Right.
seating in cinemas. It's been
Well, it's also a growing trend here, not just Canada, but the U.S. too. Now that's a very popular thing to do.
I don't actually know a theater that's not going in that direction now. So we're actually changing again. As I said, there's not a lot. This isn't a physical change. There's a big software change in the background that has to happen to make that work.
Right, so people can choose their seats when they buy their tickets.
Exactly right.
That makes sense.
That's right. So let's go into theater 2, a typical theater, and I'll just give you some.
I haven't been inside one of the theaters for months. I can't tell you how excited I am, even just to be in this room.
Well, here we are.
Again.
We're in theater 2. So some physical changes. All the floors are repainted in all the theaters. That's more of
Sorry,
one of
I'll
those
let
things
you-
that we can't. That's one of the things we can't, do when we're open because it takes too long.
Right.
Every seat's been steam cleaned, many cases twice, and you'll see these numbers on the chairs now. So
And I'm noticing there's some also on the sides of the rows.
Yeah, so-
identifying the numbers.
Yeah, so it's like this one's actually falling off. They were just put on the other day, but we still have some wrinkles to iron out. But you'll see each seat is numbered. You'll see this.
So this is going to be standard in all the auditoriums.
Yes,
So that way you can not just. I imagine this is also so you can distance the audiences once
Right.
they come back.
So that's a
you
big
know
part
where
of it. The
everyone's going to be.
software for the first phase enforces physical distancing. So if you look at our theater, we already have an incredible amount of legroom in our theaters. So there's already a fair amount of room between rows, but we'll be skipping each row. So
Okay.
if you're sitting in I4, the closest guest will be
2 rows,
will
and
be
this is
two-
more
two-
than 6 feet.
This is more
right
than
here.
6 feet by itself.
Right.
We'll also be putting a 3-seat gap in between each party. So if you and your girlfriend are sitting
Right.
in I1 and I4
Well, hold on,
and
this
I5.
is cinema too. So I think I bought a seat through the Film.Ca buy a seat.
Buy a seat.ca,
So
thank
mine
you.
is eventually going to be right here.
Okay.
So for a side group like this,
There'll be
it
no-
would just be your party and
That's
that's
right.
it.
Yeah. So if there's a separate seat,
Right.
it won't be sold.
Right.
Basically.
So that way you have that, and then but you're saying in the middle ones,
In the middle ones,
if we were here, for example,
yeah, if the two of you were there, there'd be a 3-seat gap again, more than 6 feet,
Right.
before somebody else could sit down. So that's taking us to about a 25% capacity right there, which is challenging, but it's a great way to get back in the theater in a safe
Right.
way, right? So that's one thing. So we have the seat numbers. I also want to point out to you, you're talking about the Buy a Seat campaign.
Right.
So this is what they actually look like. So this is the Senna family. Is that what
Yes.
this is? The Senna family bought this plaque, and so this is what a plaque looks like from the Buy a Seat campaign. So when the Senna family comes by, they'll always be able to see their seat.
do you have a personal favorite plaque anywhere?
Let's see. This one is particularly awesome. This one is the Tory Nixon seat. Now, Tory is a very good friend of Film.Ca's.
Yeah? What does it say?
It says, Tory Nixon sat here during events. So Tory was Jenna previously.
Okay.
And Tory ran all of our events. Tory was actually the person who helped me start the viral video campaign.
Oh.
And so she would sit here while we had events. This is the theater with a stage, so there's often events there.
So follow-up question: What is this device that is on the Tory seat at the moment?
That's actually Tory.
This is Tory
She's been
right
turning.
here.
No, I'm just kidding. So this is a fogging device. So as I was telling you before, a lot of the changes are protocols, how we sanitize the theater, and how we keep our customers safe. So this is one of the techniques we're going to use. We will be cleaning in between. So we're cutting down the number of shows per day. Typically, we would have 5 shows per theater per day. We're
Right.
cutting back 1.
So it's only going to be 3 or 4 shows.
Exactly. And the
Okay.
idea is to create a bigger gap of time between shows so we can spend more time in the theaters cleaning and we can reduce crowds in the lobby. So there'll be greater shifting in terms of showtime starts. So we're going to try to avoid having multiple shows coming at the same time. So the lineup would be predominantly for one movie. Will get them
One at
cleared out.
and that way you can stagger the shows, so that way there's only X number of guests coming in at once.
Right.
That's very smart.
We will have a sanitation supervisor whose sole job will be to manage the safety and cleanliness of each auditorium. So you were asking about this device. So this is a fogging device, and
Okay.
the idea is it's very hard, particularly with cloth seats, but it's very hard to sanitize effectively just with a cloth. So this is actually this is a fogging device, and it's distributed here in town by a company called Ultra Mist, which is an
Okay.
Oakville-based company, and the product is Health Canada and CDC approved product to disinfect for a number of pathogens, including COVID. And I'll just demonstrate to you. So
Okay.
between
Should
shows,
I stand back?
No,
Is this-
it's
no?
it's 100. I could blast it at you, and it's not going to affect you.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm starting to sell this product or something. Maybe I should get a commission. But the idea really is that it goes on wet, which is one of the principles of sanitization.
In that case, please do not shoot it at me.
Exactly. But it dries very, very rapidly.
Okay.
And it kills. It's 99.9% effective. It actually freshens the air as well. But it kills everything in terms of pathogens, mold, fungus, anything like that. Not that theater has those things, but it's a very good product. We've done a lot of research. There's a couple of competing products like this, but we've settled on an Oakville-based company, which we're very proud to be associated with. Ultra Mist is what they're called. Ultra Mist.
It's also just good to be shopping local to begin
We're
with.
trying to. We're a local-based company.
Right.
We're trying to support. So really, I'll just give you a demonstration. So when the staff come in, they'll obviously pick up. We're hoping the guests will help us out a little bit
By helping just take their popcorn bags.
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
Okay.
it's about 20% due now. We're hoping to get that up to 99.9%.
I always clean after.
I know,
Really?
you're a good guest. Well, actually, they're all good guests, but we're hoping that they're going to help us because we want to spend more time in the theaters keeping them clean and safe.
disinfecting them
Right.
to get them as safe as possible.
That's right.
All right,
so
let's see this thing in
our
action.
staff will be
Yeah.
wiping down the surfaces like the plastic armrests and stuff. They'll be wiped down with the same chemical in here, and then each theater will be fogged. I'm not sure you
Oh,
can
there
hear
it goes.
Yeah. So this is emitting a fog of the
Right.
antiseptic, and then the staff will go through each row
Look at that.
and disinfect the seats and the carpets
In between every show.
between every show.
Ah.
And you can smell, even through the mask, you can smell there's a fresh smell to it. But most importantly, while that is on there wet, it is killing the pathogens in the seats, including COVID. So this little device is hopefully going to be one of our frontline defenses against COVID.
Right. But also just regular pathogens of any kind, really. It's just good
All
sanitation.
pathogens. I mean,
practice.
and that's part of the new normal, right?
Right.
Everybody's going to be more. There's going to be a heightened awareness, especially in group settings like this, of that kind of situation, whether it be influenza, COVID, or anything else that might be lurking out there waiting to surprise us. The popcorn flu. I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh goodness, no! If I'm not allowed to have popcorn, I don't know.
Or the
what I'm
boogie
gonna
woogie
do.
flu. There you go. So that's predominantly the procedural changes that we're going to be employing. There'll be some physical, or I should say, crowd management changes too. For example, on busy nights, we may ask people to go out the back exits. And we're going to be asking our guests to wait for instructions. So at the end of the movie, a staff member will come in and say, please exit through the back exits, please exit through the side exits.
Right.
All about
just to direct traffic.
all about avoiding crowds. And that's really what it's about. We want to avoid people actually, being put in a position where they can't socially distance. We want all our guests to wear masks while they're walking through the theater. I mean, I'm not sure where the law is going to be at that point, but right now it's not mandatory.
But should masks not be needed in the seat so they could enjoy food and drinks if
Absolutely.
they wanted?
I mean,
and then you
I
just put it on when you walk around.
Or frankly, wear it in the theater when you're not eating, just for that extra level of protection,
enough.
right? So that's one of the theaters, and the rest of it is pretty much what you've come to expect.
Just regular social distancing and lines and things like that.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick example of that too.
It's-
Then we'll get back to our show.
That's feels so good to be back inside a cinema again. I just see the big screen. It's calling me.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's a little chaotic right now because we're closed, and we actually just started our summer film camps.
Oh, great.
So one of the things we are allowed to do is actually run our Film.Ca film camps for kids.
But
And
those are separated too from larger groups.
yeah,
right?
so we
there's
used to
not-
have, there was never any limits to that before. So the filmmaking summer camp group would work in whatever crowds they needed to make their film. Now we're limited to 10 per cohort. We have 3 cohorts, and the 10 includes 2 adult supervisors. They're very popular. We had our first test one last week. We're starting with 3 classes
that's
this
great.
coming week. Josh here is our producer.
Are they running all summer long?
All summer long.
So okay, let's say I wanted to sit. Are there still spots?
Lots of spots, yeah. There's a lot of
enough.
folks that are still sort of like,
Hear that? There's still spots
yeah,
available.
yeah. Go to the website of Film.Ca, and you can get more information on the camp. It's a 1-week
Great.
program, and it's for elementary school kids, and it's a lot of fun. Josh is one of the instructors. He's
Just
one of
also our
filmmakers.
great producer tonight.
He's our great
who's,
producer,
running
yeah.
everything behind the scenes.
Yeah. But I mean, some other examples, and this isn't 100% finalized yet. We're still trying to, we're figuring out as we go. But we're looking at different ways of managing crowds. So, we're instead of the traditional bankers line that we used to have, we're having separate, basically, pickup lines.
Yes. And I noticed there's also a glass that's in place in front of the.
Yeah, so we've been testing
bar.
this. So this is what we've settled on.
Yeah.
These will be strung across.
Sorry,
this
it's hard.
part.
I think it's kind of hard to see on camera, but there is in fact a physical glass that's here.
So the idea is for most people, it's keeping keeping any kind of spray away from customers to staff. Our staff will all be wearing masks, and then there's room to pass underneath.
Excellent.
We're also restricting the pickup stations where they won't be touching money at all. They'll just be processing food, and then you will pay at the first 2 stations. So, and we're really encouraging people to buy their tickets in advance. Now, the one great thing that we have, I mentioned software changes. We're actually launching an app shortly.
Oh, great.
And so on an Android or iPhone
What are
device,
some of the things you can do on the app? Just buy tickets?
you can buy tickets and you can reserve the seats you want.
Can you buy concessions on the
Buy
app?
concessions.
Hey.
So once you walk in, you'll have everything pre-purchased, and you'll simply go to your pickup station, who will then serve
Great.
whatever it is that you happen to have ordered.
All right. Do you think it's time we should get back to the
Let's get back
game?
to the show.
Yes.
But thanks for asking the question.
Yeah,
it's a
I'm-
long answer to a short question.
But even still, it's interesting for me to see the process as you're getting ready to reopen because it's you bet as soon as you are, I will be here opening day,
Well,
roaring and ready to go.
Just know that
Yeah.
we're ready to respond to whatever the rules are that are established by public health officials once that time comes. Once they say that we're ready to go. We
Yeah,
are-
sorry, I'll let you go to your.
Sure. We are getting ready now, anticipating what some of those changes are going to look like. But we're pretty nimble and we're able to adapt. So there's a lot coming. So follow the website, social media,
Right.
and we'll keep you informed of what we've got up our sleeves.
Tim, you did a great job as the cameraman, by the way.
Not a problem.
You know what? I realized a little bit too late. I could not drink my slushy while I was wearing my mask inside the theater. I didn't design that very well, but
That just, you know what, that just shows how real this show is when
Yeah.
you had your mask on and committed to that slushy.
well,
There was some nice
That's-
moments where you're like, oh,
this is a
why am I in this movie?
It's a very comfortable mask, and for half a second I was thinking, oh, I'm holding my drink.
Yeah.
I should drink it, and then press it, and the straw was inhibited from my mouth because of the mask.
That's a very sad tale.
It's not my finest hour.
That's a very
not,
sad tale. Now you could probably jam popcorn up the mask.
Well, it's like a funnel, right? You just stretch out the front of the mask, the popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I need 2 hands for this. But I pull out the mask, and it's like a dispenser. You just put the popcorn in the top, and it funnels like a slide into your mouth.
But I do want to say, we're joking about that, but I mean, with the social distancing that we have already devised in the theater, to remove your mask to eat, just like at a patio, which we're doing right now, you are nowhere near your people. You
No, there's more than enough room. There's next to no transmission risk.
Yeah, so we're quite comfortable with the changes that we've adopted, and again, we look forward to seeing what the province comes up with.
Right.
We're really fingers crossed. We're hoping that we're going to get news that we can open again real soon. We really want to welcome our guests back. In the meantime, however, and I'll just pitch this: if you are able and willing, we can sure use your support right now because even when we are able to open, it's going to be very limited capacity, and there'll be almost no movies to open with, so probably some older movies to start with. We showed you the seat plaque. Consider buying a seat. It's $150. You get a permanent plaque put on one of our seats, and you get a night out for night out to the movies for two, including snacks and beverages once we're reopened. You can also support us through distantly.ca, which is a donation website for local businesses that has been set up. Or you can buy gift cards. And gift cards is a dollar for dollar transaction. If you buy $50 in gift cards, then you get $50 of value once we reopen. So we really appreciate it. Really has sustained us over this more than 100 days. And we are, again, I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating, we are so grateful to the best guests any business or theater have ever had. And we owe it all to the people of Oakville and our surrounding Halton and Peel communities for getting behind us and helping prop us up through this situation. But having said all of that,
speaking of great audiences, thank you for sticking around through our little our little tour. I think we're finally ready to get back to questions.
I think we are ready to get back to questions.
Question number 4. Let's dive in.
A question 4 of 500.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
So let's remind everybody where we stand. And first place is Happy Goatee.
No, we're in it.
We can't. We're already past that.
What name does Peter Parker give his suits AI? Ooh. Karen, Sarah, Mary, or Carrie?
I don't remember.
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I'll say in a second.
We'll hear in just a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Is it Karen?
It is Karen.
I feel like it's Karen.
It's Karen.
And that's interesting. Is the most disparaged female name currently in existence.
Oh,
Karen.
dear.
Well, and
I know some
it would
really
be-
nice
it would be-
Karens.
I
No,
think it would
absolutely.
be-
But as you become known as a Karen on social media.
I think. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think it would be scary if it was Carrie, because then, with the suit, would just want to burn down high school.
That's right.
So, especially because of anything that's going to burn down a high school, Peter Parker happens to attend a
High school.
right meetings for the Avengers.
I knew that.
Exactly.
I knew that. I knew that. Okay, let's move on to question 22.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe officially began with the release of Iron Man in what year? 2010, 2008, 2012, 2009.
I believe this was actually voiced during this. I think you said it. Did you not? We were
Oh, I
talking-
think
we
I
might-
did. Yes.
I think
Sorry,
when
I'm
you
just-
were trying to count how many
Right,
movies
when I was
they
trying
were-
to count all
Yeah.
the different ones,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But it's 2009, the only year with none. 2008, however,
What's the start?
started May 4th, 2008 was when Iron Man came out. And then we had the
May the
Incredible Hulk.
4th be with you.
And
Oh,
also
that's
with
fun.
you.
Yeah. Question 23.
Most people know that.
Thanos is played by which actor? Sebastian Stan, Josh Brolin, Paul Bettany, Hugo Weaving, or Grimace from McDonald's?
If that's your guess, then you put in G on your keypad.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right,
exactly.
yeah.
G for Grimace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please don't listen to Tim.
No, don't.
He does look an awful lot like Grimace. though,
He
now.
does.
He kind
Of
of looks
course-
like a Studebaker, actually.
Yeah.
Well, Sebastian Stan, of course, is Bucky. Paul Bettany, Jarvis. Hugo Weaving, Red Skull. But Josh Brolin,
Josh Brolin did a
Yes.
great job.
And everybody
such a
knows it.
Fabulously commanding
Everybody
presence.
knows it.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin was the inevitable choice.
Happy Goatee in first by only 12 points, followed by
Big.
Figs 27
Nice.
and Lucas. We have Arthur Dent as number
Ooh.
23.
Arthur Dent, that's Hitchhiker's Guide, right?
Yes,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
that's the
Galaxy.
main character. And
Yeah.
And,
See, we could do a whole trivia show on Hitchhiker's Guide. I know my Hitchhiker's Guide.
I know we were talking about that
Yeah.
one. Let's go on to the next question.
Let's move on.
Who is Gamora's sister?
Oh, I know this.
There's Aurora, Nebula, Stella, and Solera. You know, that's actually my favorite scene in A Streetcar Named Desire, when Gamora is looking for her sister and just yells out to the entire cosmos,
Yeah.
right? When she can't find it and she desperately wants her sister back. Stella!
And in the original concept, it was going to be Marlon Brando that was going to play Thanos, and it was just, I want you to go find the stone for me. Go find the stones. That was a horrible Brando.
No, actually, it wasn't too bad.
Oh,
You just need to
You
stop
come to
talking
me
your mouth.
on the day of the
Avengers-
Avengers
Oh, wow, this is
infiltration
great.
of the city.
On the day of Peter Quill's wedding. I don't know.
I feel like I'm amongst greatness. And it's
we're-
just you two. What happened?
Well, you are. It's Josh, and then
Oh,
you're,
Josh,
you're,
yes.
you're co-hosting with
Absolutely.
us.
That's right.
So,
All right, question 25. What species is Loki revealed to be? Chitauri, Veneer, Front Giant, or Cronin? I believe that's a typo.
It should be Frost Giant.
Frost Giant, I think,
Yeah.
is what it's trying to say
Yeah.
for option C.
Yeah.
If I could see it correctly.
Yeah.
If
a
you
front
could,
a front giant is the guy that hikes the quarterback the ball in football and then
Yeah.
and then hits.
No.
That's
but
the front
a
giant.
Frost Giant.
That would have been
That is the
answer.
correct answer.
Yeah.
As we can now see on the screen.
64% weren't fooled.
And actually, the greeter post-COVID for the theater, we're going
be
to
a
call
front giant.
A front giant. He'd be at
That
the
would
front
be-
door.
A front
He's the front giant.
that is
Yes,
the
we've
MCU
hired Josh
term for a
Brolin.
bouncer.
We've hired Josh Brolin. To,
Oh man, this bar has a front giant.
That is what. That's you guys must have a budget for that.
Oh, we are swimming in popcorn.
Yes. All right.
Question 26.
Oh, interesting milestone. We're
Yeah.
halfway through.
We're halfway through the game. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Gosh, it's gone by so quickly too.
In total, how many different words has Groot said? Ooh, this is fun. 5, 1, 3, or 2.
Oh, this is a trick question.
This
Think
is.
carefully about your answers. Because almost all of the time he says, I am Groot.
Groot.
But there is one instance he says, we
We
are
are Groot.
Groot, adding 2 more words to his vocabulary.
Interesting.
Before he turns into baby Groot and needs 14 movies to grow back to full size.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that what it's going to take?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's well, he's still not back to full
No,
adult
he's
Groot.
kind of like teen Groot.
No, he's
right
at-
now.
he's
Teenage
puberty
angsty
Groot.
Yeah.
I
That's
still think the Dancing Groot's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
best ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Little
is,
baby dancing Groot to I Want You Back.
He's going through Grooterty.
Yeah, but and I got to tell you
his
something.
twigs coming out of his face. and
Those
he
of
won't
us,
shave.
those of us who have been through that with children, it's like I was having PTSD watching that because I've had to go through it 5 times,
Oh goodness.
and it's
You
laughing
have
about
5
it is
children?
tough.
I don't think I knew that.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
You sir are a superhero in your own right.
Well, and you know what? It came a little late, but I heard you initially wanted to name them after the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Let's move on to our next question. 27.
What is the name of Ant-Man's arch enemy in the first film? I think it's Raid.
Black Flag.
Yeah.
It's
Red Mantis, Yellow Jacket, Silver Stinger, Blue Beetle.
I couldn't help but notice on the leaderboard that was just up before this, Lex is a player who is still going and playing the game, even though they have 0 points and 0 correct answers.
That's okay.
Lex,
Some people like just to have us on in the
It's true.
background while they're cooking.
Lex, you are my favorite player tonight.
Of course, it was Yellow Jacket. Blue Beetle was the least sold Volkswagen Beetle in 1984.
It's true.
exactly
I think my grandfather owned
You
one
don't see Blue
temporarily.
Beetles. You
Wasn't
know,
that the
you don't.
6th Beetle?
huh? That was a six Beetle. Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
He was blue because he got kicked out.
Well, it was always sad.
Yeah.
They just said, we can't deal with you. Like, sorry.
All right, 86% got Yellow Jacket. Though.
Nice.
That's let's see how many get question 28 though.
Oh, good segue.
Mark Ruffalo replaced. Sorry.
No, go for it. You got it.
Mark Ruffalo replaced which actor when he was cast as Bruce Banner? Edward Norton, John Cusack, James Franco, Nicholas Hoult, or Grimace from McDonald's?
Grimace really did. Yeah.
What is this with Grimace? Last week it was Nickelback.
That's
Well, that
well.
was,
Don't
it
you
was
know?
Canadian.
Don't you know Grimace was an original member of Nickelback?
He was.
Yeah, that was the original tie-in when he became. a
You are
McDonald's
probably
mascot.
going to incur the wrath of David
Edward
in a few
Norton.
moments.
And this is the thing. Okay, you know
true.
what? I'm an actor.
Yes.
I've been on sets. It's a tough job, but it is an amazing job to have, especially when you get to the level of these actors.
Yeah.
And Edward Norton, I heard, was like such a nightmare on set, which is why
Really?
which is why they replaced him. Because that actually, so the Incredible Hulk was actually linked in because you saw William Hurt continued
Right.
on, and that was
But
supposed
also,
to be
Iron Man makes a cameo in the
does.
final scene of the movie,
Exactly.
talking to
to William Hurt.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and so Norton was supposed to be part of the MCU universe, like, and go all the way through and be the Bruce Banner, but just difficulties on set, and they were just like, "You're done. We're gonna," and so that's why they got Mark Ruffalo.
Honestly, he was better.
I liked
think
him better.
he was better. He had a
I
lot
did.
more humanity to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question, please.
Oh, jeez. Not going to see any Mark Ruffalo movies here anytime soon,
No.
I guess.
What acclaimed actor was initially considered for the role of Tony Stark or Iron Man, but eventually found his way into the MCU as a villain? Oh, that's a very well-phrased question.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Jude Law, Tom Cruise, Sam Rockwell.
Now, this is a great question because 3 of those choices are men who have played villains in the MCU.
That's right.
Yeah. Tom Cruise has not, but
No, he played the villain in Rock of Ages. Oh, it was Sam
Yeah.
Rockwell. And
Sam-
it's interesting too to make him be sort of like the fake Tony Stark in
Iron Man 2.
So
Isn't
it's
that
like they almost gave him
isn't
that
that
opportunity.
clever? Wow, only 5 people got it right.
So what did most people say? They thought
Most
it was
people thought it was
Gyllenhaal.
yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I thought, you know what, I didn't know this one right off the bat, and I thought it was Jude Law. I thought, because Jude Law, like, he played Alfie, he's got that kind of, like...
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
You know Alfie?
I know Alfie, but I just talk amongst yourselves,
All right,
guys.
we have
All
one
right,
more
question
question this
30.
round. Last question of the round. Let's see what it is. Ooh.
If you were to watch the MCU films in order when they take place, not date release, which movie would be second?
Well, that's interesting.
Captain America, Incredible Hulk, Captain Marvel, or Thor?
Now again, I think we gave the
thought we
answer.
gave this
You
away.
did.
We did.
You did because you gave the chronological breakdown.
Right. It's
Right. And you also gave a free shout out to a certain company.
yes. One of my favorite companies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blockbuster Video,
Captain
which,
Marvel.
But of course, we don't care.
No.
It's on the existence anymore.
That's I loved Blockbuster.
too.
That's honestly so many movies I saw as a kid was taking my bike from the house, going to Blockbuster.
They have always been my arch rival.
Well, the good news is, look who eventually came out victorious.
You did.
All right, we always win.
Yep.
Movie theaters, through television, through video, through pay-per-view,
movie
through everything
theaters
else.
survive.
We always survive.
Yep.
Oh, I need more batteries. Oh,
Yep.
Jeez, they can't hear me.
All right, let's see.
That's so sad.
Happy's Goatee and Figs 27 are tied in first place. Look at that. They both have 2,110 points, but Happy's Goatee has gotten more questions right. They've got 26 out of 50.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Make sure you answer the questions quickly because you are timed.
You get more
Yeah.
points.
You get more
More
points
points
the
the quicker
faster
you
you
ask.
answer. Yes.
Deadpool's up in 7th, James M in 14th. He was originally winning. Aw Snap, which is a name I've just seen and is a very tasteful joke I
Yep.
enjoy.
Yep.
The Ant Army is number 35. Aquanaut in 41st. Mjolnir, who was in 2nd, is all the way down in 44th. There's a lot of the standings have been bouncing up and down.
They have been. I've noticed
Yeah.
that on this show more than others.
Right. This has been a pretty interchangeable
Yeah.
stats so far.
Okay, so one of our main producers, Bryn,
Right.
one of my 5,
Yes.
has texted
The Soul
me.
Stone,
Pardon me?
as we call her, the Soul Stone.
The
She
Soul
wa-
Stone.
that's
She's
what
one of the
Bryn-
Infinity Stones to
She
your 5
is.
children.
She has texted me because she's not with us this evening.
Yeah.
And she said, you are running really late. And
All right,
so
let's
she
get
said,
into the next
Does that
round.
mean we should go right into the next?
we should go right into the
batch
next
of
one
questions?
again because that segment where we did the tour took a little bit of time.
Oh, it did. It's,
But it was
well,
well worth it.
I enjoyed going around, but you're right.
Yeah.
It's
It
true.
is definitely getting later on. We should get to the next round of questions.
That's right. We should make sure the show remains in July 4th.
Somebody messaged saying they can't hear Jeff anymore. Has his mic dropped? Is Jeff's mic okay? Okay. You know,
Thumbs
actually,
up to
sorry,
Josh.
just Jeff isn't talking a lot.
It's probably because I don't know anything about the MCU and I'm sitting here like a rose between two thorns. No,
I'm
just
having a great time with Tim.
Me
This is,
too.
I love the Marvel movies. So it's when I got the call asking
actually-
to come in.
Well, like I told you,
So excited.
I love Marvel movies because they pay the bills. But I just have not been able to get into the universe itself.
So, and we could do a fun thing quickly before we go to the next round. Jeff, kind of turn to the side, like kind of act like you're facing me. Just turn your body to the side, act like you're facing
Slightly
me.
more?
Yeah.
I'm curious
And
to
then,
see
and
where
then,
this is
and
going.
actually, kind of reach out like you're eating at the table. So eat at the table with us, Jeff. Yeah. Right now, we've just mastered what they did to film the Lord of the Rings. Jeff looks like a hobbit compared to us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it? It's incredible. It's incredible.
I'm just sitting here in my Shire.
Yeah. And it was amazing to take the tallest
Yeah.
man in the building and
Just
make
make
him look
him
like a
small.
hobbit.
Meanwhile, we get to enjoy our second
We get to
breakfast.
enjoy it. All right.
That's right.
Second
Yeah.
breakfast.
Thank you for humoring. Next
right.
question.
Welcome to my Shire.
Question 31 is
That doesn't appear to be a question.
about to be.
What color is Happy's goatee? That's our next question.
Here we go. Where is Star-Lord originally
Ooh.
from? California, Missouri, New York, Florida. It's a trick question. He's from the United States.
Yes.
On planet Earth.
He's Terran.
Obviously.
Terran.
Speaking of tasty second breakfast, love me some Terran. No, Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes.
Interesting. I did not.
It's,
I thought for some reason it was California. I don't know why. I
No,
thought
you
that.
get it in the second one. That's where you get the.
No, it's the first one because it gives the
does,
state
it does
he's in
state.
when he's at the hospital
That's right.
in the first scene. Yeah, but 87% of the audience
They
knew
know.
that. They
Yeah,
knew their
They
stuff.
know that.
Question 32.
87% of the audience are smarter than me. Thor's hammer, I can't pronounce that.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir is made of metal from the heart of a dying what? Black hole, star, asteroid, comet, or McDonald's cheeseburger?
That is true.
Grimace does kind of, in some way, does look like a black hole. in some
Disturbing
way.
that a McDonald's cheeseburger has a dying heart.
Yeah, actually, I
I
don't
think
like
you got
to
to cook it more.
I don't think.
if you just let it sit on the counter for a couple
We
days.
just order your dinner from Film.Ca.
That's right. That's right.
Of course, it's a dying star, which
Star,
we get
yes.
to see where it was actually constructed.
Forged, yes.
In
yes.
Infinity Wars.
It's a great joke.
I remember that.
This thing will kill you. Yes, I can take it. Yes, that's what killing you means. And Peter Dinklage is describing how it's forged.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Here we go. Question 33.
Which of the following is Rocket not called in Guardians of the Galaxy? Build-A-Bear, Trash Panda, Fluffball, Triangle-Faced Monkey. Ooh. Which of
that's
the following
interesting.
is Rocket not called?
Well, I remember one of these very distinctly.
Me too.
I'm not sure what the answer is, though. Curious to see what it is.
I love this question, though.
I think it's C.
It is. I think you're right.
It is C.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it came up.
Because I remember
Fluffball.
Trash Panda. I don't exactly remember Triangle-Faced Monkey, but that's hilarious.
He was called a Build-A-Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it was Tony Stark calls it in
Oh, of course.
Endgame.
I was thinking.
It's like just for a
yes.
moment, I thought you were a Build-A-Bear.
There.
He's
I'm
like,
sorry,
what
I
if I'm
was-
not? What if I am?
I was thinking back to
Just the original movie.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's no way that timing would have worked. Yeah.
Question 34. What drives Tony Stark and Steve Rogers apart? The Sokovia Accords, teaming up with Thanos, leadership role, the use of an Infinity Stone, and who voted for Trump in 2016?
See, you laugh, but you remember what year Civil War came
True.
out?
It's true.
Was 2016. See, I would
A
have thought
date
the answer.
that will live in
The
infamy.
answer would have been the mission report from 1991 with Bucky.
Yeah.
But no, originally at the start of the movie, it's
It
the
was the
Sokovia
Sokovia
Accords
Yeah.
and the legislation. A lot of people knew that. We had 85% get that one right.
Yeah. And crazy fun fact, Trump actually thinks the Sokovia Accord is real. Weird.
Oh, he thinks a lot of things are real that are not. It's amazing. He watches it on the television and it magically comes to life.
Well, most of his foreign policy is based on the Avengers, just so you know.
Yeah.
Blowing up cities for no reason.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
goodness. Figs 27 is taken first spot just barely by 7 points. It's Figs 27 and Happy's goatee.
But
right
do we
neck
have
and
a new
neck
third place?
Yeah,
We
Shelby
do. Shelby.
nice.
in at 2360. So they're right in the right neck and neck.
That is cool.
I didn't see who fourth was, but it's definitely going to be a close run for first place tonight.
Exciting.
All right, shall we move on to question 36?
Yes, we
Perfect.
shall.
Oh, 35. I'm sorry.
35.
Who is the first major character to die in Infinity War? Heimdall, Loki, Gamora, Iron Man. Ooh.
I'm 90% sure of the answer in this one.
Yeah, I'm.
Yes.
I would say 99%.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
How do you know what each other are thinking?
Well,
we're using our superpowers.
We are.
Oh my gosh. I'm amongst king
Who is
nerds.
Heimdall?
It is Heimdall, yes, because Heimdall's killed by Thanos. Thor threatens you'll pay for that, and that's when Loki begins his
That's right.
trick, if you will.
Yeah.
On the off chance there is someone playing who doesn't know what happens,
That's right.
it's just, I think that's enough we can say.
Yeah, we've actually we're also spoiling the movies. You should be playing this if you haven't seen the movies
Yes.
because this is all spoiler alerts.
Be careful what you say because your commentary might be answering questions that are still yet to come.
That has happened
That's okay,
several
we're
times
running
so
out of
far.
time.
It's
No, we're not. We have lots of time.
we have spoiled answers, but it just gives you a
No, it just-
reason
you need to listen.
to the great
Yeah.
Marvel knowledge
Yeah.
that Jeff has.
Yeah,
Right? Because
nah,
he's been
yeah.
dropping hints left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Mentally.
like what actually happened when Thanos snapped his fingers. Donald Trump believed it was COVID-19. So
It's going to disappear just like that.
it's awkward.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Oh, if only
that-
it could
yeah.
disappear just like that.
Oh, man.
So if we got
If
a team,
only.
if we got a team that could get the glove and snap, we're good, right?
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. That was the worst Trump. I should just stop doing
You
impressions.
see, that was actually pretty good.
Your impressions are one of my favorite parts.
All right, okay, I'll keep them
Yeah,
in.
the whole next show needs to be just you.
Just doing impressions.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, question 36.
The Avenger films are the 4 highest grossing flicks in the MCU. What is the 5th highest grossing? Iron Man 3, Captain America Civil War, Black Panther, Captain Marvel.
I know for sure what it is here.
Right, so this is domestic it's going by.
Yeah.
Is it going by domestic?
It's going by the
Okay.
domestic
Yeah.
growth. Oh, no, this would be the worldwide gross, because
I would say,
I think it's
Yeah.
Black Panther.
I think you're right.
I believe it's
It is Black
Panther.
Panther.
Yes.
That was an incredible movie.
It was.
Like it was a
I saw it 3 times.
It was a milestone movie for so many reasons. And one of the things that made me so happy playing that movie was seeing black children leave the theater excited that they had a real hero.
Yeah.
It was so fun to see that experience because it's just it hasn't happened in film before. It was so great to see those characters in positive roles, and I hope it's a trend that continues for a long time.
One of my favorite stories of a movie mishap gone wrong. There was a theater in Atlanta on an opening night show of Black Panther that had been completely sold out, of an audience of almost 500 people in the main stadium, like the main screen.
Main screen.
And they started playing the movie, the trailer's finished, and all of a sudden 50 Shades Freed began playing on the screen instead. And the theater lost its mind. The people were chanting, and some, obviously, the children left, but the parents, all the adults in the room started chanting for Black Panther. The manager came in, apologized, gave everybody free popcorn, and said, okay, now to tonight's feature attraction. And as Black Panther started, the whole theater applauded in excitement.
That's like a step up from like your video game showing inappropriate adult material on it. Like you're sitting there because I'm sure part of the audience was children, and all of a sudden 50 Shades Freed popped up.
Most people didn't care about the subject matter in the movie. They were just upset it wasn't Black Panther.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably not the movie because that movie doesn't start out that raunchy or anything.
No,
Okay,
it
that's
doesn't.
good.
No,
I don't know. You just think it would just go right into it. What are they holding back?
The third one starts with the wedding, so nothing really happened. But they just saw the titles 50 Shades Free, and everyone was upset. So we want to see Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. I won't. That happens from time to time in theaters where that happens.
An honest mistake.
We actually have done with Disney movies. We've actually, we started a non-Disney movie for a Disney movie, and that can happen. I'll tell you the worst one. The worst example of that is back in the film days where we actually got our films in
On the
20-minute reels.
Yeah.
So they would come as film in 20-minute reels, and the projectors would have to knit them together before. Doesn't actually knit one, purl two. We use tape, but they put them together on a platter. Once in a blue moon, somebody at the lab screws up and puts the wrong film in the can, and we've had that situation happens where it's like, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and all of a sudden at 60 minutes you've got something entirely, and that's non-recoverable like it is in the digital world now. It's like if you don't have that,
Yikes.
you don't have that reel.
You
you're
don't
in
have the
trouble.
movie.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
Oops.
Yeah.
Spoiler: you're going to see.
You're here to watch Empire Strikes Back, and now you're watching Meet Dave.
Jeez.
The least successful film, by the way, trivia? You want trivia? The least successful film in the history of Film.Ca cinemas and Encore cinemas, our
Meet
previous
Dave.
iteration, Meet Dave with
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Even worse than the Playmobil movie.
Yep. Even worse than the
Wow.
Playmobil movie.
Wow.
No, again, monetary and attendance success, not as in quality of the movie.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's
My wife and I and my youngest son, we went to see it on opening night, and if we weren't there, half the audience would have been missing.
wow.
On a Friday night at 7:00.
That's amazing.
It was really upsetting. 20th Century Fox, I have never forgiven you since.
No.
But he's not holding a grudge.
Not holding a
Not
grudge.
unlike question 36.
Ooh, that was an interesting segue.
37.
Oh, 37, I'm sorry. What is Pepper Potts allergic to? Peanuts, shellfish, strawberries, cats, peppers, pots, pepper pots,
Pepper
or
pots.
Now you're just
grimace.
confusing people.
Right.
Or Mrs. Potts.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not. That would be so tragic.
Or Chip.
I don't I'm trying to rack my brain for the answer to
think
this
it's-
one. Is it cats?
Strawberries.
No, I think it's
It's strawberries.
Strawberries.
You're right.
I know.
3 for 3.
I know.
How did you know
It's just
that one?
one of those things I just remember.
Just popped to mind?
Yeah.
Question 38. What did Hulk say just before he put on the Stark Gauntlet in Avengers Endgame? They all come back, everybody comes home, Hulk smash, the Vanished returned.
Oh, so I was trying to pinpoint the moment for this, but I was rereading the question.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. And the last thing he says, right before he puts it on and snaps, they all come back.
Oh, everybody comes home.
Everybody comes home.
So who's Mr. Smarty Pants now?
But that's where their people were kind of confused.
Well, there was,
Yeah.
They'll be back as
Everybody
from
comes home.
Hamilton.
oh gosh, I'm still thinking of, you're right. I'm thinking it got, I watched Hamilton, I saw it twice yesterday.
Oh,
once,
did you? Oh,
once
okay.
for work at 3 o'clock in the morning so we could have the story published
Oh, okay.
first thing in the morning Friday.
You
And
got
then
the
we had
king. You got the king singing.
Then we had
Yeah.
a party at my house. We had us and another family we're bubbling with in our backyard, and we were watching it outside.
You were in a hot tub?
No, no, we were just outside in the backyard, and
Oh,
we
okay.
put it up against the side of the house. But right, so 5 hours of my day yesterday was watching Hamilton, and so it's all still stuck in my
Stuck in your head. That's
Yeah.
right. Let's move on to question 39.
The rare element, or this rare element, took center stage in Black Panther. Can you name the chemical?
Oh, I know this one too.
Uranium, vibranium, plutonium, adamantium.
I know this one too.
Well, this one's referenced in a lot of the movies.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it's
Well,
not just-
I saw Black Panther like 3 times. I was so impressed by it.
Of course, this is the material that makes up a lot of objects, including Captain America's shield.
Yeah. And it's vibranium. Adamantium. Like, it would be interesting to kind of test between the two because, like, that's supposed to be the toughest metal, and that's where Wolverine is.
Oh, I think that's the highest. I think that's the
Oh,
highest
wow,
percentage ever.
One person said adamantium.
Adamantium.
But everyone else
it's
got it.
confusing,
It's probably our
right?
manager, Adam Adamant. I can't even pronounce his surname.
His last name,
Adamantios.
I can't either.
Last question of round 3.
Round 4.
Round 4.
Is round 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're going into our last 10 questions.
Yeah.
I think there's more.
Yep. In which film does Scarlet Witch join the Avengers? The Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. Well, it's definitely
Played
one of the
by
Avengers
one of the
movies.
Olsens. Not one of the Olsen twins.
No,
But one of the
Olsen-
Olsen.
no,
the
it's-
youngest Olsen.
right.
The one that didn't go into business with
It's
their
Avengers
sisters.
Age of Ultron,
Yes.
where she and her brother Quicksilver appear.
Yeah.
Just quickly.
Hold on a second. So, one of the Olsen twins.
No.
No,
so,
no, no.
so there's the Olsen twins, and then there's a younger sister.
Okay, no, I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
she's-
that's what-
she's an Olsen.
Okay, because I just can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Well,
they had a
oh,
younger
Shelby.
sister that
Yeah.
went into movie.
They didn't want to give it to one of the Olsen twins because, like, they didn't want Scarlet Witch to go
Right.
to Thanos and be like, "Listen here, Mister."
I think their acting careers peaked in Billboard Dad, and it was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
downhill from there.
Pretty much.
Shelby has come into first place. Not just that, with the most correct answers, too. She's now at 27.58 as we're going into the last round. Figs 27, and I Am Lindsay is back in the top 3. And I'm trying to see where our good friend Happy's goatee is, down to 6th.
Oh, but they're
But
gonna.
they're still
You know
in
what?
it
This
pretty
happened.
well.
This happened at Canada Day. There was these like.
There's still
Sneak-
multiple. There's still 10 questions,
I
right?
think
And
so.
these we've seen that the numbers on this have been bouncing around the entire
anybody's
game.
Because Happy's goatee, like, what are they? Only like a couple hundred points out. So
Happy's goatee, I think, was 140 points from first. So that's not nearly out of the question just yet.
Yeah.
There's some interesting team names here that I'm finally saying. There's an Adam 88. I wonder if Adam 88 was the person who guessed adamantium 2
Could be.
questions ago.
I wonder if that's our manager.
My
Adam.
namesake.
Yeah. So, guys, we're at the end of our segment, and we're
Right.
going to take a moment to talk about something that's coming up real soon here for us at Film.Ca Cinemas.
What's that?
I've mentioned this before. We, in addition to showing movies, we make movies and we make TV shows. We actually made a documentary called One Pandemic Day.
I
and
can't wait to finally see this.
We are very excited about the release of this film. And just a very brief snapshot. One Pandemic Day was shot almost entirely in Oakville. There's one participant that wasn't from Oakville. It's almost entirely shot in Oakville. and it's a socially distanced filming. Because we couldn't send film crews out, we actually asked people to participate by filming their day on April 14th, the things that they did, the way that they've adapted, how their kids are coping. It's not a medical documentary, because there's lots talking about the medical, part of COVID, and we're not talking about the economic. We're just talking about basically how people coped, how April 14th was in people's day. So I think we had over 100 people agree to participate. We've been able to combine about 25 or so of the families. Libby Miller over here, her family participated. She works for us, and we have a number of families who've done that, and they've talked about how the schooling went, and there's funny parts and there's sad parts. But it's a great movie. We are at picture lock. In the film business, that means that we finished the edit. So all the pieces, all the stories are in place. We're just finishing audio and what they call color correction to make it look really nice. And we're going to be releasing it real soon. What I want to do right now is I want to show you a quick trailer. We've had a series of trailers, and if you want to see more of them, I think we have 6 or 7 of them online. But here's a quick trailer and a bit of a sneak preview of what to expect in one pandemic day. So that was a truly
Best
inspiring
trailer
story.
yet. Best. That's the best trailer I've seen.
Actually,
yet.
that was the trailer for the Blackout of Toronto.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Live broadcasting is
Ain't nothing like it.
it's unpredictable.
But it is a very exciting film that you're making, and I think, this is definitely going to be one of these moments in history that everybody's going to remember back to what they did, how they coped, and to actually capture that on film, and specifically around one day. And like the first couple weeks of April was like really the height of lockdown, right? Because it was, things started to close down mid-March, and then when we really figured this was serious as it is,
was mid-April when this was
mid-April.
being filmed.
Yeah,
we chose that date basically because we were looking for a date that was somewhat into the pandemic.
Yeah.
When we originally picked that, we had no clue how long this was going to go on.
No.
It worked out well for us from that perspective because, as you said, we were right in the heart of it at that point. It was, I think, probably the scariest point. We didn't know where it was going. People were trying to cope with this whole concept of the lockdown and quarantine and how do I shop, how do I get the things I need, what do I do with my kids, how do we continue their education, all that sort of thing. And so it was ideal timing, and I think the families we picked to highlight were terrific because there was a whole variety of different. If you were watching the trailer, you would have seen families talking about how they're coping with schools in terms of the moving towards online schooling. The mayor participated, and he was in this trailer as well, talking about what it's like to be a mayor in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to getting it out there. And just so you know, sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I know you said you were in picture lock, and I remember the last time I was on here hosting with you, you were talking about the edit process. How long is the movie? Because I remember that first cut was like 4 hours.
Yeah,
or
so
It's 24-hour long movie.
That's a lot of material.
We want to make it like a full
So
day.
I'm really curious to know how you chose the material to make the final story.
So our brilliant editor,
Yeah.
director, Mikkel Veray, is responsible for that. And Bryn and I, Bryn Para, who we mentioned
Right.
earlier, as producers, basically we were going through and giving it the old Caesar
Thumbs
yay
up,
or
thumbs
nay.
down.
Yeah. But it was really going through a lot of moments and finding the right moments to tell this story. And we did it chronologically, I'll point out as well. So it starts out with me at 6:30 in the morning, starting my day, and we end up about midnight. So we're basically covering the entire day.
Wow.
And trying to find pieces from all these submissions to make up this almost 2-hour movie. It's just like a.
So that's a good length.
That's a good
for movie,
length.
though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good length.
So it's really super exciting. We're going to when it's ready, it will be premiered as a fundraiser on video on demand, and we hope that many people in Oakville will watch it. We're going to submit it to film festivals. I imagine we're one of the first pandemic documentaries out of the gate, and we're actually going to screen it here for the public, but also for all the people that participated, so they can see their big screen debut. And so we're really looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. You get more information at onepandemicday.ca and in our social media, and coming to a Film.Ca cinemas near you. Oh, since there's only one of them, it's this one. And we look forward.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and I hope that you give it a good review. Hint, hint.
I just can't wait to see it.
That popcorn's yours, you know.
No, it's
It's live bribery going on here.
no. Regardless of the results, because I am given full control over the reviews of the stories that I do.
Yeah.
And I'm very much looking forward to giving a critical eye and describing it. But my job as a critic is not to give my personal opinion. It's my job to help a reader decide whether or not they would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Most of all, I'm just personally excited to see the project because I've seen so much of the process and heard so much about how it's been made.
Yeah.
So I'm really, as a moviegoer, excited to see the final result.
Well, and just as long as you don't room rate. If in your article about this movie, in your review of this movie, you're doing what people are doing now online. Have you heard this? There's actually like websites you go on and like people are like based on Zoom meetings, they rate your room. Like how
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so you can
no.
get a room rating on how good your background is, your real background. So if you're looking at these people at home and going, oh, okay, the movie was
No,
great, but I
there'll
got to
be-
give that living
There will
room
be
a
no
5.
limit. I'm interested in the story. And
Okay, good.
From
We're good.
the material I've seen, it looks like a pretty compelling story to tell.
does.
And a great local story, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's basically it's Oakville's story. It's Oakville's day on April 14th, 2020, in this remarkable time, in a very trying circumstances. Part of the story is actually, there's a bit of the story talking about Film.Ca and how we were coping and how it impacted us. So I'm looking forward to getting this thing out there. Mikkel Vray has done a fantastic job. I've watched the final cut, the picture lock, once in full. I'm going through it bit by bit just to pick out any little bits and pieces that we might want to just clean up in color correction. But I'm super proud of it, and I can't wait to show everybody, and I can't wait for you to see it. And
I can't wait to watch it.
yeah.
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 Well, it's
Me
coming
too.
up soon. Okay, speaking of watching, let's watch our next question.
Ooh, we got 10 more to
Question
go.
41.
And the top 6 players are all right neck and neck with each other.
Yeah.
All right, question 41.
Maestro, 41. I know that verse.
So excited.
Here we go. Which European city do Hawkeye and Black Widow often reminisce about? Budapest, Vienna, Paris, Copenhagen.
One of my favorite running jokes of the whole franchise. It's just like that time in Budapest, isn't it?
Budapest. I thought it was Amsterdam. I thought that's where they would have hung out a lot, but
41 people got it correct.
nice work. Right into it. What is
Wow.
Doctor Strange's
Josh.
first name? Stephen, Martin, Robert, Winston, or Phil? No? Not Dr. Phil?
Not Dr. Phil.
Not Dr.
Doctor
Phil?
Strange.
Well, look, we're going to talk about the time stone. No, that's I can't even do. I can't even do Dr. Phil. Sorry, folks. This is why this show is free.
Well, Dr. Stephen Strange.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Yes, the-
Fun moment. I love like when between him and Peter Parker, and he's
Right.
like Dr. Strange. He's like, oh, we're using this.
Oh, we're using our fake names.
Fake names.
We're using our superhero names.
Superhero name. That was
Spider-Man.
great.
Okay, let's move on. Question 43, please.
Who created Vision? Thor, Ultron, Ant-Man, Hank Pym,
Well, we were
or
talking
your
about
eyes?
Yes. Well, I'm looking around the room here, and
We
happen
all
to
wear
have
glasses.
three
We're not
fine
doing well
gentlemen
with
here
vision.
Who need some help with their vision? Namely, these
My
stylish
glasses
things on
are
our
just
face.
a style statement.
Are they really?
No.
Oh no, maybe it's your Superman.
This is a
disguise.
really tricky question.
It's
because
Ultron.
It is like Ultron started it, and then Stark and Bruce Banner take over to try to kind of complete it, and then really Thor. If Thor didn't jump in, there wouldn't have been Vision. Like Thor was the one that got the power high enough for him to come to life. But the creation, so it was Ultron.
Yes.
Question 44.
Which Marvel character is charged with the protection of the Time Stone? Captain America, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Black Panther.
See, if you listen to my bad impressions, you
You'd get
would
an
have
answer.
known the answer.
Don't put yourself down. Those are
okay.
pretty good impressions.
Most of the impressions aren't that bad.
No.
Wow, what a glowing
Oh
endorsement.
man, now I know.
a
See, I know
glowing
your review
endorsement.
style. It's not that bad. Of course, it's Doctor Strange.
Originally, it's, of course, the ancient one.
It's right.
Right, it's Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton. She is a chameleon actress who I love.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Even in films that don't realize their full potential, she's
great.
Almost one of my favorite cameos. You'd never know her in Netflix. There's a movie called War Machine starring Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And she plays an interviewer in a press conference, and she's only in one scene.
Really?
But and watching her and Brad Pitt, as it's an interesting pair, but watching them go toe to toe, it's brilliant.
I've seen that. I didn't know who that was.
That's Tilda Swinton.
It's a good scene. It's a good scene. Yeah.
It's really exciting to watch. All right, speaking of exciting to watch, we got 6 more questions. Somebody's got to win. What is Deadpool's real name? Britt Reed, Alan Scott, Wade Wilson, Smyans
Smennels. Yeah.
I don't know who wrote
Smyans
the
Smennels.
answers.
That's the Canadian way of saying his name, actually.
That's the BC way.
It is. It is the BC way.
That's how he's known in his hometown.
Yeah. That's when BC, like that's like a Vancouverite is really relaxed.
Right.
And it's like, man, I love that Smyans Smennels.
Well, Wade Wilson, of course, is the correct answer. And nobody picks Smyans Smennels. I'm a little disappointed.
Except anybody. Well, we once had somebody from Vancouver playing, and I think if you played again, you would have picked Smyans Smennels.
I think that Smyne really is somebody just getting tired of typing these questions.
Right.
Oh, Smyne, whatever, what the heck.
It's the same person that was
Whenever I
typing
hear
it.
about Smyne, it always puts a smile on my face.
Oh, very
Oh.
nice. Hey, I was going to ask you, Tyler, before we move on to the next question, did you get a chance to check out any of the films at OFFA this year?
Yes, I actually had the privilege of seeing all 68 movies.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
I had a very busy weekend.
I can imagine.
The Saturday especially, just watching all the material.
Right.
And one of my favorite stories I got to write a few weeks ago was picking out my favorites.
And they were?
Oh, best one I think was Queen of the Morning Calm.
Okay.
Which was an 11-year project to make.
Oh my goodness.
Where the first 8 years was all writing the script and financing the film, and then the development actually on camera.
Okay.
And Gloria Kim gave a great talk.
So it wasn't like a
at
Boyhood kind of thing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And highly recommend it.
Okay.
One of the biggest surprises was Sockeye Salmon Redfish, which is a Russian nature documentary, and you wouldn't think would be that much fun to watch. But some of the cinematography and the nature shots, like the close-ups of salmon eggs being born and baby salmon swimming upstream, they got a close-up of a grizzly bear fight. Right, some of the footage they managed to capture was truly breathtaking. Right, it reminded me of some of those great documentaries you see in museums.
Right.
Just really exhilarating stuff.
And so give us the 2 titles again.
My personal favorite was Queen of the Morning Calm.
Queen of the Morning Calm.
And then the second best to me was Sockeye Salmon Redfish.
Okay.
Nice.
But there was a lot of really great features. I also highly enjoyed The Rest of Us, From the Vine, The Great Disconnect. There is one I'm currently forgetting off the top of my head, and I'm really sorry. The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open, which was up for 6 Canadian Screen Awards.
Wow.
And played in real time as a woman helping a indigenous teenager as she is attacked on the street, and what happens in the 2 hours right after that, those two characters
That does sound
meet.
compelling.
It was really, yes. In terms of the really powerfully acted stuff, the best performed, Rose Nelson as the teenager, single best performer of the festival. A lot of great shorts though too, and I can't remember, because there was 59 short films. I can't remember them all off the top of my head. Back Seat, I think was my favorite animated feature. That was, if you can see Back Seat, 3 minutes of really well crafted animation.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's great.
Now you get
Lot
more
of great
information.
stuff.
You get more information on their films at offa.ca. I believe that they still have the names of the films up there.
Yes,
You can't
and
screen them
descriptions
anymore.
about the films.
Yeah. But seek
yeah.
them out as they achieve commercial release, or they're released on streaming platforms and such.
Really great collection at OFFA this year.
We really missed hosting OFFA this year. It's one of the highlights of our year, and it was so disappointing to not be able to bring them back this year. We really hope that
Hopefully by next summer, by next summer.
Yes.
No, almost obviously we will be back here and able
and
to
I
watch
can't
these
wait.
films.
I can't wait to welcome
Yes.
them back and be part of that film festival. We look forward to that every year. And we talked about Tori earlier. She's on the board there at OFFA, and she used to run it for us. And then when she left here, she joined the board there. So Wendy, Tori, the whole gang, Dennis, all of
They
you.
did a great job
You
for
did
the
a great
week.
job,
Not
yeah.
just managing the festival, but hosting the events.
Yeah.
I as a reporter, one of the highlights, I got to spend a few minutes with Joe Pantoliano. That was
Really?
That was exciting. Yes.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
he was-
Virtually, of course.
Yes, he was at his home in Connecticut.
Nice.
When he came in to talk about his movie on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Very nice.
we've got 5 more questions.
5 more to go.
And there's
Where's
6
Goatee?
points separate first and second. A super soldier serum was developed to create this Marvel character: Black Panther, Hulk, Captain America, Ant-Man. One of my favorite single movie characters, because there's a lot of great actors, but some of them, the actors are hired specifically for just one movie.
Yep.
And one of my favorites of all of them is Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved. Yeah.
When he makes the super soldier serum for Captain America.
And it was, it's like my 2 favorite scenes in that, and it just shows such like complexity to his characters. The one when he's like doing the assessment, the
Right.
medical exam for Steve Rogers, and then that moment when he's like convinces him, right? And it's just like where it's like it'll hands, right? It'll
The
make
serum amplifies all.
Yeah.
Good gets better.
Better.
Bad gets worse.
Yeah.
And it's, in an interview, Stanley Tucci said, "I did the movie for one reason. I always wanted to do a German accent."
and he did it well.
That's it. That's all he said. So he read the script and I said, I'm
Yeah.
in.
That's why Taika Waititi played Hitler in Jojo Rabbit. as
Yes.
well. Yep.
He,
and both their German accents were way better than Dick Van Dyke's German accent and Mary Poppins. Anyway, moving on. Oh,
Beautiful.
that wasn't German?
No, it wasn't.
That wasn't English.
I was
wasn't Cockney.
Supposed to be Cockney.
Wasn't. I thought
How
it was.
many Infinity Stones exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? 5, 6, 7, 8.
9, 10,
10,
11,
11,
12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Well, of
8,
course.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Ooh, Sesame Street, love it.
Infinity Stones.
Now, only your 5
6.
kids are named after the stones, but
That's
there
right.
are 6 different stones in total.
So I have one more child to go.
You know what's really interesting? So in Age of Ultron, where they're really kind of highlighting, and Thor has the vision of the stones, and they're all popping up. They don't show all of them.
No, they don't.
They didn't show the time stone.
I wonder if that's because they knew that Doctor Strange was going to be the next introduction of the stones.
Yeah, because it was very interesting that because they showed the soul, they showed the space, but the only one they didn't show was the time stone.
Big Marvel fans knew going into Doctor Strange the time stone was going to be part of it.
Exactly.
Me, who knows nothing about the comics and learning a lot of the material as I watched the movies, as soon as we got to the end of it and they revealed it's a time stone, I sat back in the theater, jaw dropped like, there it is. And I just thought it was the greatest dramatic surprise.
Oh, I thought there was the barbecue topping on your popcorn.
Shawarma.
We
It's
heard
shawarma.
that.
Shawarma
We heard
on the
that. It says,
popcorn.
oh my gosh, what's wrong with Tyler?
All right.
He inhaled the barbecue powder. Which is actually, it's a potential cure for COVID.
Barbecue. popcorn?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Don't listen to me. That's quack science.
Hello, we need to get this barbecue popcorn powder, please.
That's what I'm afraid
That's
of.
why he's so orange.
That's why I'm
That's why
afraid.
he's so orange.
I've been
all the
bathing in it for
time.
weeks. I've been bathing in it for weeks.
That's why I just provide that quick disclaimer because I'm afraid if DJT
This
is watching,
This
right.
is all satirical.
Yeah.
There's no foundation in real science here.
none at all. None
Now,
at all.
Speaking of fake science, question 48.
Which Avengers character has the most lines of dialogue through the entire Marvel Avengers series? Well, this is a good question.
Well, if you remember earlier when we were talking about the different characters, I think that's a good hint.
Steve Rogers.
I'm going to give
Thor,
away right now. It's Groot.
Tony. Tony Stark and Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Nice.
Well, the answer, I'm pretty sure the answer is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony
think-
Stark.
You know what? He wasn't in that many movies, but man, Peter
talked a
Parker
lot.
blabbled on,
Yeah.
man. Like that guy just kept talking and
But
talking
Iron Man,
and talking.
He was a main player in 10 of the features.
That's
right?
true.
That was enough to. He's in almost half of all the movies.
All right, so 2 questions to go. Or one, and here we go. Which Chris played Star-Lord? Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Pratt.
Did you say Platt?
I did say
Yes.
Platt.
Why did you say Platt?
I don't. Oliver
It
Platt popped
was
into my
just
head.
Oh,
just a
okay.
mistake.
Yeah.
Well, one of these Chris's is in the other superhero universe. but of course it is Chris Pratt who plays Peter Quill,
That's right.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
But not Chris Platt.
Not Chris. No, that's Oliver Platt. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is always one of my favorite parts
Yeah.
in the game when we get. I'm always curious. What's the last question? What have we saved best for last?
But let's hold question 50 for a while.
Chris Platt is actually a front giant. It's a weird.
He's a front giant.
He is. He's a
He
front
is. That's
giant.
amazing.
We are mashing up all the craziness tonight.
Before we go to question 50, and we lose everybody, because the minute I know once the question, people just gone.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Any updates on BOTG?
Well, you know what? It really comes down to seeing the news and hearing that Doug Ford is going to talk a bit about Stage 3 and what that could mean. One of the things that I feel the most comfortable with, assembly and live theater, in terms of cost, it's very hard for us to run a show like the shows we want to do and that we are set to do at 25% capacity. But working with companies like Musical Theatre International, MTI, and seeing that they've released a bunch of titles for streaming. I think we want to do some streaming, and I know you and I, Jeff, have talked about
we'll
that
be
you
there
have a
with
great
you.
setup, and,
Yeah.
and we could make this happen, and we do have some spaces. But it really comes down to first how many people can assemble. We will have, very similar to the protocols you talked about, those safety protocols in place, and the comfortability of our cast and crew, because we're not going to force anybody to come back. But what I got really excited about what happened last night and what I saw on social media today, and you could probably vouch for it, was what Hamilton did for live theater, because there's so many people that couldn't see this production, even the touring production here in Toronto, and it just made us think that the impact it had, seeing it in that kind of format. You're still seeing a stage version and seeing the complexity of the lighting and the set and the choreography is incredible.
Even though it was on film, it was a distinctly theatrical experience.
Right, unlike a lot of musicals that get adapted to screen.
But this is the thing,
This
is they try to take it too
Yeah.
seriously and try to remove the magic that is theater.
No.
And you don't have to do that. You can do, and I think Chicago did it the best, was they kind of maintained the kind of facade of a stage. Because, I mean, it takes place on jazz stages and cabaret kind of style setting. And Cabaret, the movie, does this very well as well. But yeah, and I think for now, like our minds are like, hey, what can we do online? What can we do virtually? What can we do safely? Because we have received some surveys, and the comfort level is not there yet for live theater, because the distancing might not be as viable as something that you've shown us here. Or it is, but using a theater like the Oakville Center for the Performing Arts, it's hard for us to break even or
it's harder
even
to justify
sustain.
it. It's harder to justify it in a live setting for sure. So I mean, when you guys are ready, we're ready to work with you on a streaming concept. And just a quick recommendation: if you haven't had a chance to see Hamilton, it's on Disney Plus. It's free. We're a little disappointed because Hamilton was supposed to be a theatrical release. And
It still might be.
yeah, well, it could very well be, because there's going to be a period of time when we don't have anything else to play.
Well, but also they're saying they're trying to book a theatrical release for next October when it was supposed to come out.
Okay, nice.
And so
great.
that by then, once it'll have been some time since people have seen it, they can go and have the proper theatrical experience, gathering together and seeing it en masse in the cinemas.
I will say this though. I mean, I'm a musical theater fan. I will admit it. But I can tell you that this is a musical that will turn people into fans.
100%.
If you're not into Oscars and Hammerstein or Cameron McIntosh or any of those kind of musicals, this is not Oscar's musical. This is
My brother cannot stand
Yeah.
music theater, and he was smiling and laughing and singing along to Hamilton.
This is going to
last
bring a
night.
whole new generation.
Yeah.
It already
It's
has.
really great.
It's going to continue to bring a whole new generation of musical
Well, and
theater.
this is what I hoped that maybe other productions have done this that created such a buzz. Like I don't know if they filmed to this extent Dear Evan Hansen or the Hades Town or all these great shows that would work very well like this and inspire a new generation of live theater goers when that time actually comes to return. Because it's hard to get down to Broadway and pay the ticket to see these shows, and then when the tour comes through, it's limited.
Yeah.
But
It's a limited time, it's a limited cost, limited capacity. It's
So there is an interesting streaming service. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's called Broadway
Broadway
HD.
HD.
yes, I have.
Yeah, so that's where I got my first entree to filmed stage events.
Right.
And it's a nice little service. They don't have a very wide catalog.
No.
But it's worth it's
high
worth
quality, but not a lot
very
of
high
options.
quality.
Yes.
I mean, if you rented it for, or if you bought the subscription for a month, you could probably get through the best of the shows, but it's definitely worth
Well,
it.
one of the exciting things that I was exposed to is a series. It's on BBC, and it's monologues by playwright Alan Bennett. And we were talking about The Madness of King George.
George III, right?
Yeah,
The
and
National
that's-
Theatre put it out a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
right.
and so Alan Bennett wrote that. So he has this series now called Talking Heads, and it's just one actor doing these very deep, dark monologues. And it's a series of them. Like you'll see 4 or 5 of them in one episode, and it's about a 30 to 45 minute episodes. And but it's just this one actor in an environment, and then we get these great monologues. So that's kind of another thing that's made us kind of think of going, okay, well, we can distance well when it's like one person, some gear, and then we can create some very interesting talking to the camera monologue. So I highly recommend seeing it. It's called Talking Heads, and all the pieces are by Alan Bennett, and they're by some of the most amazing actors, UK-based actors, but so
Well,
something.
we're with you whenever you want to come
Thank
back
you.
and do something. If you want more information on the Burloak Theatre Group, please go to botg.ca, local homegrown theatre right here in our community, and they're worth a check out. And
I know I'm excited to go back.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready, just as much as I am ready to go back and do some work inside a cinema. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward not just to going to the theater, but going to see our local theater again.
We've
I know
loved having you in the audience.
I think people are excited just as much to see professional work, to see the amateur work that's done locally too.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other kind of art form that's appreciated in such a richer way.
Yeah.
Like you are part of the experience too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I've really missed that, but I'm looking forward to coming back when it's time.
Thank you. And then for BOTG, for Burloak Theatre Group, that's something we've always strived to, is just kind of like break the boundaries of what's considered community theater. There's a stigma to the name community theater that you think it's lower quality, it's unprofessional.
not at all.
No,
No.
and what community theater means, it's like we wouldn't be able to do what we do, we wouldn't be able to present what we present without the community around us.
Right.
And that's what it's the love of theater that comes together and to put it on. So it doesn't mean that we're less professional. It's like we want to give you the best production possible and kind of be professional and kind of exceed that, or reach to that caliber. But we do it with volunteers, and that's what community.
I guess I'm going to
about.
have to cut myself out because I was planning on auditioning. I have a great Crest toothpaste costume made out of paper.
Oh,
that I-
such a shame
that
we won't
I,
be able to see that.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Well, speaking of musical theater, let's see question 50.
That's right.
And see how this thing wraps
the
up.
musical
I can't wait
theater
to see.
cinema universe.
Each king of Wakanda has female warriors that protect him. What are they called? The Jabari, the Dora Milaje, the I don't know how to say option C,
Themyscira.
Themyscira, thank
Yeah.
you, and D, the Midnight Angels.
Wow.
That's a
I'm
great
glad
question.
you took that question.
Yes.
Right?
Well, it's,
And there's
I'm
an
glad
upcoming
you
movie
know how
called
to
Charlie and the
pronounce
Midnight Angels will be
No.
coming
No.
to a theater near you.
it. But it is the Dora Milaje.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
16
look at that.
people got it. I wonder if that's enough to tip the scales, because the time has
Let's
come.
see.
Who's the winner?
Figs 27. Wow.
I Am Lindsay comes in at third.
Yes, but look, you notice Don't Budge
Go-
got 44 out of 50, but
Goatee.
just wasn't fast enough.
Where's Goatee? They realized that
Yeah.
salons are open and went to get a shave, I think.
Which,
Figs
I'm sorry,
27.
goatee. Yeah, well, they probably just got bored.
Happy's Goatee. Figs 27,
You
congratulations.
know where we lost Goatee was probably on Smine Smendels. They'd be like, that's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Let's go
I'm
relax.
done. Well, guys, this has been a ton of fun.
It has
Oh,
been.
man.
Jenna will be in touch with our top 3 winners, or please be in touch with Jenna. Just message us on social media, and she will hook you up with your prizes. I want to thank you guys for being with me tonight.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This would have been a really boring show because I know, as I said, I know very little about this whole MCU thing. And you two made it a lot of fun. I learned a lot tonight too, so thank you for that.
Well, I think it's the great thing about this is it's you don't have to be a master to play the trivia. You get
You just
take
get
away.
to,
You learn.
it's also just a fun way to spend a Saturday
Exactly.
evening, right?
That's right.
I know we've done a show and you and Tim have done a number of series, but it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to have.
The 3 is interesting.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
I loved doing some Marvel trivia with you. Tim.
I do
This is
too.
Great.
I do too. And it's been so great doing it with you, Jeff the
Well,
Hobbit.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff, what?
The Hobbit.
Welcome to my Shire.
Look at this. Can I look like an
I've
patting
never
you on the
felt so
head?
tall in my life.
Well, there you go.
I can't get there.
I'm going to fix that in a second. So, Tyler Collins, thank you very much from oakvillenews.org. Thank you for
you.
being with us tonight. And of course, Tim Cadney I won't call you a name, from the Burloak Theatre Group, botg.ca. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
I want to thank, before we sign off, the entire team behind the scenes. This incredible broadcast production is only possible with the coordination of those behind the scenes. We want to thank Josh, our amazing producer, who is acknowledging that right now. Bryn, who is our main producer, I guess you could call her our executive producer. She's at home watching us, probably with 2 kids trying to put them to bed. Thank you very much to Bryn. Thank you to Jenna Pothier, who is our social media manager, another producer of the show, and she's the one, if you've been talking to us, she's the one you're talking to. If you're saying, hey, Jeff, she's probably responding saying, hey, you, and it's actually Jenna. So thank you to Jenna. And thank you to all of you for participating. I know it's a really nice night, and it's sort of a holiday-ish weekend. And we want to thank you for being with us tonight. Stay in touch with us through social media and learn more about what we're doing here at Film.Ca Cinemas, when we'll be opening again soon. And we're now closed for food. We'll be reopened again next Friday evening for food. Who knows? Maybe next Friday evening for movies. We just don't know, right? We won't know until...
Wouldn't that be something?
Man, I cannot wait. We're ready. We're ready. So stay in touch with us. Our website's film.ca. We're all over social media, so stay in touch with us there. So for Tim and Josh and Tyler and Bryn and myself, Jeff Knoll, CEO here at Film.Ca Cinemas, thank you so much. We'll see you again real soon. And as I always say, we'll see you at the movies. Thanks, everybody.